looking to see if it's on.
My token's not on there, actually.
Okay, I'll drag it on for you or something.
Just put it up by the bow of the ship.
Yeah. Let's see, is that what I do? Okay, cool.
Do I need to roll a stealth roll to see if I can hide again?
Yes, actually. It's morning now. People are bustling. Where are you going to hide?
I am still in my chambers with the locked door.
Okay.
Do I roll with advantage or just a regular one?
You roll with advantage with that roll because you are a small goat and you have the sun blessing.
There we
I
go.
mean, you are so well hidden. I don't even know how to narrate that. You're a goat in a blanket.
I'm a goat under a bed.
That sounds delicious.
You put yourself so flat, it doesn't even look like a goat's there anymore.
You look like a goat-skinned rug when you lay flat.
It's all spread eagled flat.
I'm just imagining
someone can walk in the room and look at you and be like, no, that's a rug.
I'm under the bed.
It's like, goddamn, Joseph's got some great decor taste, and just leave.
Oh my god.
That reminds me, I'm hungry. Pop out.
Oof.
No. That.
I don't know how many good berries Roll Hall can make a day, but there were a lot of crew members here for a lot of days. 10? Fair enough. Keep in mind that, yeah, you guys are fine with good berries, but these folks weren't getting good berries every day. Anyway, so, Jinyo, when you go to the bow of the ship, you do see an island in the distance, and it has some tall cliffs on part of the isle. Make a perception roll to see more. 13, not too shabby. You definitely see a bunch of seagulls and a few other larger birds in the distance, but it's hard to tell with the depth perception how big they are. Lorian, what are you up to? And Yvonne, what are you up to?
I'm putting on lots of fancy clothing, so I'm taking a little while to get dressed.
Okay. Now, do you actually have that in your inventory? You probably do, because your inventory is huge, but...
I have so much fancy clothing in my inventory, yes.
Okay. Awesome.
I'm putting on a gown and my acorn tabard.
Excellent.
Ooh.
Excellent. I like when people are on top of their inventories. Good shit, good shit. Okay. And Yvonne, what are you up to?
She's probably taking a slow morning. Just as soon as she hears somebody call those, she's probably going to go up on deck and have a look.
Okay, okay. You see Giva climb up on deck as well. Yeah. Trigger doesn't know, but Giva is a half-elven paladin who's been searching for her son, Destin. So she's up on top deck. There's no sign of Conrad at the moment. You assume that he's also resting.
How close are we to the port?
Quite far, actually. You barely see a glimmer of something on the shimmering horizon. And you do see that some of those birds are coming toward you, Jinyo. You notice that they're much larger than seagulls. There are seagulls. There are seagulls near your ship, but these birds that you see are likely of the fabled giant eagles, which you've seen actually a couple times. The fact that you're from the southeast of the province, you've seen a lot more shit than a lot of these other people in regards to creatures. You do believe these are giant eagles that are approaching the ship.
I'll let everybody know there's giant eagles coming in.
Okay. Everyone make a nature roll, please.
Even me?
I should be coming up the stairs now.
Actually, Sid, make a perception roll first to see if you even heard him say that.
Advantage?
Yes, with advantage, goddammit.
Oofed.
Joseph, you aren't quite sure what was said, even with an advantage. Sylvia, or should I say Yvonne and Jinyo, you know with those rolls that giant eagles are generally good creatures, good-natured creatures. I mean, obviously they'll hunt wild animals from time to time, but other than that, they're fairly good toward humanoids of the varying races. And they do speak in common, I believe. Let me look that up. But Yeah, I think they speak in common, which is kind of cool. Sorry, they understand common. I'm an idiot. They, yeah.
The eagles understand common.
You two know that, yes. Lorian, you're certain that they're usually good toward people, but you're not entirely sure, and you don't really know what they speak.
Would you say they're about 10 minutes out?
No. The land is 10 or more minutes out, especially with these winds, but the birds are probably going to arrive in about 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Tops.
Sorry to interrupt.
No
but
problem.
I'm just reminded. I was going to show you this earlier. Look at my new dice that has arrived.
Ooh.
It's an advantage dice.
That's one of the cooler ones I've seen.
So it's got a dice inside it. So you roll it, 2 d20s, and I got a 5 or a 14. Or just because you were getting advantage on stuff, it's cool.
Damn,
That
nice
is cool.
beard,
You
bro.
can use it as a disadvantage dice too, which is nice.
Yeah, it was both. Yeah, so
That's pretty cool.
it doesn't roll particularly well because it's almost sort of, it's not weighted, but I've rolled it a few times. I've got a good variation on it, but
Nice.
it's just Joe just getting advantages reminded me.
Oh, whoa.
You're welcome.
Sorry. Ah, eagles. I've heard they're friendly, most of the time, at least. Fairly good. Anybody else know more?
I mean, I've seen them a few times, and I know that they understand common, and I think they're clandestine unless they're like provoked.
Well, I can always message them when they get within about 120 feet.
I'm going to ask one for a ride.
Gallo shouts to keep all your bows away. They see bows as a great threat. And Lorian, you also notice Falmanar approaching you and puts his hand on your right shoulder. And when everyone is busy handling the ship and looking at the eagles, he whispers to you and says, "Somebody has been meddling with the deck. During my meditations, I awoke to find it in the middle of my floor."
What? Echoes over the ocean. And
Falmanar
Lorian,
says-
who's already pale white, turns like snow fucking goddamn white. Like all the blood drains from her face.
You notice Giva turn your way, and Gallo raises an eyebrow. But Falmanar says, "Perhaps we should have kept this between us to figure out who it is. I know that Joseph has been lurking about in the night, but I don't know who could have taken it and used it."
I'm going to turn around and be like, "What are you shouting about?"
Yeah, Yvonne's gonna creep closer when she hears her shout.
I'll tell you later. Let's deal with the eagles first.
Well, I'm
So
gonna. Can I sheath my weapons and try and encourage the eagle to like land one of them? Is that a bad idea?
No, it's a fine
I just
idea.
said-
Well, I just want to
I
make
just-
sure... Sorry, go on, Lorian.
I had just stated my intent to cast message when they got within 120 feet.
Yes.
Oh, all right, we can do that as well.
I just want to... So, 1 second, guys. Sylvia's new to Roll20. I want to make sure she understands how to use the tokens. So, does she have to drag it on you guys? Because from a player's perspective...
I can drag, right?
I don't
'Cause-
have my
Because I can put it on, but I don't know if she'll be able to control it if I put it on.
I'm also not sure which one's mine.
I can't move mine, by the way.
So if you have
Okay,
okay,
let's
so if you're at the sheets and you find your thingy, you press and
Your
hold
character sheet.
and drag, and then it pops in.
Yeah, I dragged Jinyo's on, so he might have to drag it on himself as well. So,
So
that
how
way...
did you do that? You go into your character sheet and where?
So like
Yeah, you just click on your name and then drag it out.
on the party
onto the-
tab.
onto the-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you
sweet,
go.
there we go.
Awesome. And then there's like the little thing lets you rotate it, yeah. And then so
Yeah,
let's
but,
let Sylvia have a moment to just set that up, and then once we do that, we can figure out what happens next.
From the
Wait,
sheet.
so which part am I dragging?
So,
sheet.
under the party tab, when you go in the journal tab, there's a party category.
Oh, I got it.
Yes, and then you can drag it on, and then it'll allow you to... There you go, you can rotate it as well with that little back thingy that sticks out of it. You can kind of rotate it. And so, yeah, it's sort of like playing on a table with everybody without coughing COVID in everyone's face from across the country. Okay, so where are we going to take it from here? So,
You mean planet?
yeah,
Oops.
exactly, the planet.
I accidentally exited the game. I'm back.
Keep in mind, Roll20 doesn't just give me these tokens and maps. I kind of, put them all together myself, including the audio files. So, yeah.
Thank you for your hard work, Steve. You do a really great job.
I'm kind of just joking about trying to get credit for it, but I do like how immersive Roll20 allows the game to be. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm proud of you, and I think you should drag a smiley face onto your feelings board.
I will definitely do that, especially when the goat is being rotisseried. So...
God.
I mean, orcs do really enjoy roasted goat.
Fuck off.
The
I would
eagles
eat you.
are approaching. Lorian
Tell me when
shouted,
they're in range.
and let's see. Joseph, the door to your room is a rattling. Just a little bit of rattling. I will say that Roll Hall's also top deck. Let me move his token up there. Joseph, make a perception roll.
A perception. Advantage.
Now, even though Roll Hall's token shows him, like, readied with a bow, we're going to assume that his bow is not out. He's going to take the advice of Gallo. We're going to assume.
Why? I see that he's in Roll20. Why isn't he here in chat?
Wow.
For all we know, he's
Wait.
booting it up and handling something at home. I wouldn't
Okay,
put too much thought to
interesting.
it.
I'm having bad perception today.
Sorry, what was your roll? I have
You're
a
a
different
goat.
tab open because I'm doing a million things.
8. I had a very bad perception. It's 8.
Okay. You have no idea who is rattling your door, but they walk away. I'm trying to get a token out for our good friend Conrad. There we go, the halfling businessman. Great. Okay. You see, now that they are approaching that, there are 3 giant eagles. 2 of them remain circling above, and one of them lands directly on the front of the ship. Right
And
next to Jinyo.
I'm going... as he was descending, I would say, "Welcome, honored one," in message.
And the giant eagle
One step back.
replies and says, "What brings you to these waters?"
Well, the wind blew south. We just closed a rift to the negative plane up in Northrend, and many of our crew have suffered terribly, and we need to pull into port someplace safe to recover for a little while before we decide our next move.
Why does your ship have so many cannons?
Because terrible things are rising up out of the deep. We lost my cousin to a giant sea serpent, even with its cannons. Evil is stirring everywhere.
You see the eagle tilt its head as it investigates each of you, looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you plan to stay in Heldren?
We're not quite sure yet, honestly. Fate seems to have kicked us in this direction. I believe Asir's foretold it, but she said she couldn't give us any details, or the things that needed to happen wouldn't. I'm being very forthright with you because I have heard and know that your people are good and honorable. We are on a great quest to try to stop that which lurks from taking over the world. How do things fare here? Our temples under attack, our priests being killed, our giant glowing crystals bursting out of the ground.
The Isle of Est is well protected. Us eagles can reside there and have our cliffsides protected in exchange for inspecting incoming ships such as yours. But it is a special time. We have royal guests at the moment, so we have to be extra vigilant. Do you have
Yeah.
any that are wounded? Do you have any customs that you must claim that you are bringing in? And do you have any gifts that you offer? These are 3 things that I'm to ask every ship coming in.
We do have some that were knocked unconscious by sirens. I don't believe we have anything that we need to declare, although I don't know what your country requires in terms of customs for declaration. And I understand. I am of a noble lineage myself. Gifts are often appropriate. Sorry, one moment. Yes, I do believe I have a lovely gift that I could present to the royals. Have you ever heard of Westgate Ruby Wine?
The eagle tilts its head and doesn't appear to understand what that means, even in common tongue. But it
It
says,
is a drink.
It says, I'm sure you can present your gift when the time comes. And then the eagle asks, once again in message, you're the only one hearing this. The eagle asks, how many of you are unconscious and require medical aid? And to help you out of character, it would probably,
Thank
let's
you.
see. So we have Richard, Keth, Beatrice, Mallory. Let me see, am I forgetting anybody? 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh, that was more than 4. Guess it's 4.
You've been killing off our NPCs a lot, I guess.
Well, sometimes. Sometimes they're players.
So four.
But yeah, I guess 4, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I guess 4. Okay.
4.
And so, without another word,
Wait. There's something else very important. I just realized. Have you heard of the rot? The plague that was spreading across the land, killing people?
yes.
That was coming from a rift open to the negative plane, which we have closed, so the rot should be gone. But during our travels, we found the nest of a giant eagle, abandoned. 2 eggs were dead. 1 was alive, but speckled in a way that our druid had never seen before. He's incubating it and keeping it alive. It has brown speckles and black streaks. Have you ever heard of such a thing, and would you like to take it to be cared for by your people?
I would like to see this egg.
Very well. I look at the eagle. Let's bring the egg up to you.
The eagle
And I'm going to...
leaps and glides onto the center deck. You notice the other 2 eagles are still circling the ship. Keep in mind, everyone else has no idea what's happening. In fact, I'm not even sure if the other characters entirely have paid attention as to whether or not you've cast message. So,
I
what
did
is
state
everyone
my
else
intention
doing?
out loud.
Fair.
Yeah, because I said I'm gonna make room, and Laurie and said I'm gonna message them. So, but I didn't.
Yvonne's just kind of watching nervously.
Can I nonchalantly? Has he landed on the deck?
Yes.
So I nonchalantly walk down the stairs, just like with a little bit of swag, up to the eagle, and just be like, "All right, mate, can I have a ride?" Like,
The eagle
I slowly
says,
lower my...
just
Sorry, go ahead.
The eagle says, I must see this egg. In response to Jingle.
then can I have a ride?
The eagle looks at you.
Genio,
I'll stop. I'll wait.
I apologize. He got really excited. He's always wanted to fly and obviously doesn't have wings.
I wander over and just stare.
Falmanar, Rohal, would the 2 of you please go down and gather the egg and bring it up? so that our friend here, who is essentially guarding and customs for this island, can view it.
Balmanar nods, and when he looks at you, uses his own ring of message, which is Dwali Steelback's ring, and says to you, keep an eye out for whoever is causing mischief, especially when I'm not in your line of sight. And he goes downstairs with Roll Hall, comes back up with the egg as instructed. I'm assuming Roll Hall, aka Roosevelt, is okay with this. The eagle looks at it, the egg, and rubs its head against it as if listening and smelling and sensing the egg. And then it looks at the egg with confusion and shakes its head as if it were smelling pepper or something, and takes a step back and says, this is indeed a giant eagle egg, but it is not healthy. This is not an egg that we wish to take with us, but you can keep it. And then the giant eagle turns to Jinyo and says, are you ready for the ride?
Sweet!
Yes!
And then the giant eagle actually has no problem with this and takes Jinyo into the sky. Jinyo, you have to do a strength check to see if you can hold on.
Strength. Wait.
Welcome, Rojo. Welcome, Rojo.
No, not a save. Just a strength roll. Just hit the strength. Welcome. The giant eagle just inspected the egg, and I think you might have heard the tail end of that.
11.
11 is good enough to hang on.
Wait.
You can see in all directions, and from that height you can actually see the mainland of Estold, and you see that you are much closer to the Isle of Est. And from above, you see the ship, and it looks so much smaller from up there, and you've never been this high in your entire life. From anything you've ever done, even having seen airships, you've never actually ridden in an airship, so this is by far the highest you've ever been. And you see that the eagle is actually taking you ahead of the ship, much faster than the ship is going to get there. You're going to get there before everyone else to the Isle of Est. And as you approach, let me pull up this right here. This is what Jinyo sees as he's approaching the Isle of Est. And this is Heldrin, a small city. He sees that there are plenty of seagulls, there's a modest port, lots of buildings, a few sailboats going around as well. The sky is fairly clear. He can see it's a sizable, it's bigger than a village. It's small for a city, but he sees that there's definitely a place for you guys to rest, get some medical attention. But he's too far to communicate any of the spells that you guys have, as far as I know. And so the eagles do, they're not going in a straight line, but they're taking him there, kind of lackadaisically against the breeze. Yeah, Gallo keeps the ship moving in that direction as well.
Lorian turns to Rohal. I really regret not having asked. That looks so fun.
You could just still hear me screaming, yes!
If you enjoy heights, definitely.
Well, if you
in the city
don't enjoy heights, you're gonna have a problem when you gotta go scouting. Well,
Yeah,
once you can fly.
I guess that is true.
All right. So, the ship will probably be there in about 20 minutes time. Is there anything that anybody else would like to do? Obviously, Jinyo's a bit occupied. Yeah. What would you all like to do in your remaining 20 minutes before making port? Gallo is the one who is currently manning the wheel, occasionally asking for some help with the sails and ropes. But aside from that, those of you who are conscious are free to make your last decisions, decide what you'd like to keep on the ship, take with you, or anything else you'd like to do, prepare.
I'm gonna look at everybody and I'm gonna say, where's Joseph?
Right.
Does anybody know where Joseph is?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy.
I haven't seen him.
Wonder, I wonder.
I got some stuff for him. I'm like,
His door was closed. Maybe he's still asleep. I'll go check.
I'm gonna come with you, Falminar. Let's go.
Falconer?
Yes, Falminar, my guard.
So this area that I'm pinging, I don't know if you see it on the leftmost of the layers, is Joseph's cabin. These other people represent the unconscious.
Gotcha.
Do you want me to control Falminar, Steve? Because I can drag a token of him.
Sure, that'd be very helpful, thank you.
Yeah, then you can delete that one. Yeah, thanks. Knock, 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 knock. Joseph! Knock, knock, wakey, wakey. Knock, 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 knock.
No response.
You don't think he fell unconscious with the rest of the crew, do you?
I don't think our siren, well, I won't say friend, but, companion
No, don't
has
bother.
been up.
Just open the door. It doesn't like.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Who cares?
Yvonne, can you
You'd
ping
probably
that?
pick the lock, yeah.
That's what I was asking is.
So I will mention, because I know that Sylvia's new. So Falminar is a very tall, hulking half-elf wearing a dragon plate, dragon scale mail, and he says to the group, Joseph was very restless last night. I was trying to meditate and he came into my quarters at least twice just pacing. Something was not right with him.
He knows of only that one time when he woke up.
Sorry, once. I thought you had failed stealth 2 times.
Well, yeah, he did, but he didn't get so low, so that
Got it, okay.
Falconer actually woke up. He was just
Okay.
like,
so one time then. Yep. My
Yeah.
apologies. All right.
Yeah, I
Very
think
well.
that's going to be enough to concern Yvonne enough to pick the lock.
Alright.
So
let's just do that. I mean, who cares?
Yvonne, make a perception roll or investigation. You choose.
See,
Perception.
to look at my food.
Yep.
I mean, he might have a heart attack in there.
Investigation?
You know, we might need to save him.
Make it
He's not
perception actually.
responding.
Ah, darn.
Yeah, sorry. Make it. That's still really good. Wow. So even with a 3, you see that this is barely even pickable in the sense that it is so crude. You can probably pick it with like just like a file or something. It's like a very
Just shim the lock real
simplistic.
quick.
Yeah, it's a very
What's
simple
the
lock.
what's the equivalent of a credit card back in the days?
Something like that. Yeah.
Slide a credit card over.
It's literally just
pop it
the
right open.
lock is literally just an inconvenience to prevent people from like either going in there or the
Yeah.
doors from swinging in heavy seas. So you open this even with your one hand. I mean, you're an expert at picking locks. So you just happen to have one hand. So yeah, it's open. It opens easily.
What do we see? What do we see?
Good question. So Joseph, you already have a good stealth roll. So tell me, Joseph, with that excellent stealth roll, what is your method of hiding yourself? The room is as I'll describe. So there's a small cot, with maybe about a foot of height off the floor. There's a small chest with some of your belongings, but many of them are still kind of strewn about the room as you had difficulty putting them away. The gems you hid are underneath the mattress of the cot, and you have a small kind of like, as you can see, there's a crate there. Now these crates I used honestly just to cover up extra cannons because I wanted a limited number of cannons, but we're going to say that this crate is sort of like an open scroll rack with just sort of
Hold on, can I
knickknacks
pitch in
and
here?
paper. Well, hang on. I just want to see where he's
Okay.
hiding first before. Unless you had a question about the actual mechanics of the room.
It is actually about him,
Sure.
because isn't he role-playing a fucking goat right now?
He is.
And intelligence-wise, to the same
Yes.
degree,
Yes.
role-playing that,
Yes.
him trying
Yes.
to hide
Yes.
as a goat,
Yes. And I will.
would that even
use-
appear?
It will. I'll tell him whether it's possible or not. That's why I'm asking him what he's going to do.
Okay.
Because it depends
Gotcha.
whether he's going to try to like sit in the chest or under the thing. But I'm not going to have him do something like super clever, like I don't know,
It's
I
under
mean,
the
is
bed.
he is,
like
is
hold
he,
three
is he still
corners
like
of
him
pressure
proper
in the
self?
top corner of
Because
the room.
because is he still him proper as a himself? Because
I'm a goat.
he's a fucking goat. Yeah.
Yes,
he's-
but I'm gonna give
shouldn't
him-
behave like a goat.
So yeah, that's. I mean, he's going to roleplay that, and if I feel like he's doing something too intelligent, I'll say, hey man, you can't do that, or I'll make him roll something with like a. So he's getting an advantage on everything, but,
Yeah, but if his
if he's
will,
doing something
what-
really, Yeah.
What I mean is his will regarding hiding or whichever wouldn't
Yes.
really be the case.
It would be
rather be
intelligence,
like
yeah.
him
Well,
and
exactly.
chewing on his fucking rags and his.
He has very limited options, basically. But I want to hear what his option is, and I'll tell him whether it's possible or not. So
Under the
what?
bed.
Very well.
I think a goat would do that. So yes, he's still himself, but he's just not as
I'm
intelligent.
quite unsure they would hide at all. I think it would just stand there and like chew on shit, trying to find food.
No, goats would
No,
absolutely hide if you scared them.
If you
I mean,
stood
he
outside
hasn't
the
been
door
fed
shouting, arguing,
yesterday.
there's the eagle landed, all the screaming, he's going to be skittish, and he's,
I
gonna
still
hide.
understand some sort of things. I still understand they're fucked
So,
up and I
you
want
guys-
to hide from the party.
You guys got to keep in mind, he's still Joseph and
Very well.
afraid that everyone's going to be mad at him for using the deck. He's just a dumber version of Joseph. So hiding under the bed is something like a 2-year-old would do anyway. So he's under that bed right now. That's it. That's all I wanted to know.
All right, very well.
Yeah.
Awful. That was
So
so,
who-
good.
So who's entering, by the way? Who's entering the room?
Oh, I will barge right the fuck on in that room with
Okay.
Falmanar at my heels.
Okay.
I'm fucking frozen. I'm frozen.
Joseph, wakey, wakey.
Lorian, you can see that his things are strewn about the room. He's usually a very neat person, as you know. He often complains if he gets dirt on his clothes. Yet
Yeah.
you see some of his clothes on the floor and some other things kind of strewn about. Would you like to make a perception
no.
roll?
Yeah.
Like, stuff is
I,
thrown
I,
everywhere.
I assumed the worst, having seen my friend Sandro vanish into a gem somewhere. Oh no. Perception?
Okay. Are you like looking around the room, or are you just sort of like? Are you
I'm
looking
looking.
for
I'm
evidence?
gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna investigate the fuck out of this room. Are you kidding me?
With an 11, you immediately see him under the bed.
What the fuck?
Are you singing the Pink Panther theme tune while you're investigating?
Yeah. I'm gonna reach under that bed and try to grab one of the goat's legs and pull it out.
Try
Okay.
to blend in.
Yeah.
I'm
Try
gonna
to
walk up
blend
to the
in.
door.
Okay, Lorian pulls the goat out fairly easily. It's a small goat.
How does the goat react? I grab one of the goat's horns to stop it from butting or stabbing me. So now I've got it by one leg and one horn. So it's
Let me-
probably not going to where I'm like,
Let me see what the goat base strength is.
The goat is fucking still.
What is your strength, Lorian? Out of curiosity, your base strength?
my base strength is 11.
Oh my god. The goat's kind of stronger than you. Are you resisting, or are you calmly letting her grab you, Joseph?
It's like, Joseph is not comfortable with people touching him, so he does wiggle about.
Okay.
Then again,
so
you can do another person.
that means, Ev, you're gonna have to make a strength save. Go
Okay.
ahead. You're actually, you're
Like,
actually,
wrapping around strikes again.
you're having a difficult time, but you do keep your hands on the horns. So there you go.
Shouldn't it be grappling, technically? He's trying
Yes.
to grapple.
Yes, we could.
Well-
we could do that. We could.
So-
And then that means the other person would have to make an athletics check every round.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, what color
we're
goat
not-
is this?
Not officially in
Oh,
initiative
okay,
order,
so-
meh.
Goat, color, I'd say white with gray speckles and spots.
Sure.
Oh, this spotty goat. I look at the pile of clothing. I look at the goat. I look at the pile of clothing. I look at the goat.
You don't think?
Intelligence check.
You don't even need to. You don't even need to. You're a wizard. You're smart enough, and this is just like common sense. So you know.
I get my face right in the goat's face. Joseph.
That's Joseph. Just as really small.
Looking around, did she find anything other than a goat?
I have not.
Make an investigation.
She
describe
already
your-
investigated. I think,
describe
didn't
how
she?
you were investigating
No, only
it.
perception.
I didn't investigate.
No, I
No,
mean,
you only looked around.
Well, you said you were going to investigate the fuck out of the room.
You can
That's
see
true.
like
That's true.
Lori
But I
and
haven't-
So in what regard were you just looking for clues? Or
I
what
was
were-
gonna I was gonna fucking
yeah.
toss the room and look for any evidence. And I just rolled a 26 on investigation, by the way.
Okay.
So
That ought to do something.
Were you
Yeah.
thinking of pulling the mattress before bending down and looking underneath it? What do you think you would have done first?
I think I would have tossed. I was tossing the room, so I would have tossed that mattress
Okay,
before.
so
I
you
went
saw
under
you
it,
saw
yeah.
three gems fly about when you turned the thing over.
Two deep purple amethysts, and one
Just
big
write
white
them in
pearl.
general. Write them in general chat for us. Thank you.
Mhm.
And their estimated value, which doesn't necessarily mean you know the value in character, guys, but that's just going to be
Right.
for our reference there. Joseph, as I mentioned, Joseph is the one who knows the value of like treasures the most out of all of you. Jinyo actually is not bad too, but he's flying in the sky right now.
At this point, me and the eagle have become lifelong friends. I've named him Barry. Barry the eagle.
I suddenly need to use the bathroom.
Can I
I'm
actually?
scared
Can
for
I?
my life.
All jokes aside, can I? Is there a way I can sort of? Don't take this the wrong way, guys, but like seduce the eagle. Is it male or female? And we can like, as it not to like sexually, but to like, you know, to like Avatar, where they like find their.
you actually
they
you
find their tails.
you have animal handling, but then again they're sentient. So
They're
it doesn't really
sentient, so
go
that's
under
not gonna-
animal
yeah, no.
handling.
Imprint. Is there a way I can like imprint on the eagle, and it's like, you know, in the
He's
eagle.
sentient.
Like, one. So no, I can't do that.
You need to
mean
be a friend.
make friends?
That's the
It's
word. There we
literally
go. Sorry, I don't
just-
have any in real life, so. It's aliens of it. Yeah, make friends with the eagle. That's the what I was looking for.
You're getting much closer to the island now, Jinyo, but you're not quite there yet. But yeah, you're gonna get there way before the ship. Anyway, what are you guys doing down in the cabins?
Is that I know I can't make friends with the eagle.
I would say.
Oh no, you can. I mean, you can attempt anything in D&D, but who knows? Who knows what this eagle's gonna do as it flies you 100 feet above the sea?
Oh yeah, true. I forgot about that.
Friends,
with benefit.
we had an incident occur last night. Didn't want to alarm anyone, and I wanted to be sure about who it was. But last night, someone, and I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it was Joseph, stole the deck of many things from Falmanar and used it.
Meh.
An incredibly reckless betrayal. What in the hell were you thinking, I say, shaking his little goat head a little bit. You could have killed us all. You could have doomed the world. No.
Well,
And now you're a goat.
So I'm not familiar with this particular spell. Not sure he's intelligent at this very moment enough to actually take your criticism to a deeper level than meh.
Okay,
So,
can I tell if this is
Intuition.
a polymorph or
Oh, sorry. You can make an Arcana roll.
I just did.
Oh, yeah, 14.
I'll assist you in that, so
Oh, thank
you can
you.
roll one.
That is a
down.
good question. Let me see here.
Holy shit.
at that.
Okay, 26.
My assistance is helping.
So here's
Yeah.
the thing. You know that with polymorph, if a creature is sort of slain,
I'm actually have the spell.
yes. So both the
was
two
actually
of you.
considering using
So I will say, regarding polymorph, you two know that if a creature takes a lethal amount of damage, they will revert back to their form and is sent to their normal form with, what is it, 1 HP?
One.
Any excess damage carries over to
hold
its
on.
normal form. So you
The
believe
spell has no effect on a. Sorry, go ahead.
you believe that if
I just posted it right there. Just the text.
basically you believe that if you were to hurt the goat enough to sort of kill it, it would just revert back to Joseph's form, and he would take over any extra physical harm.
Yeah, but we don't
but if
know
it
if he's
isn't-
been polymorphed.
From your
Yeah.
perspectives, you're not certain, but that looks like
Exactly.
what it is, which is very precarious for Joseph in character. However, that is what it looks like to the two of you. But you
But
also
killing-
you also know that the Deck of Many Things is a very mysterious, powerful legendary item.
Exactly. So
I don't-
killing a creature just to test
No.
whether it is something that is or isn't a I don't know, spell that reverts him back to himself is not really great if it isn't that spell. So
And I
reasonably,
don't think
we don't want to
you
do that.
I don't think he deserves to be human again yet. Rohal, can't you speak with animals?
I'm sorry, guys.
If
Could
I
you do
go
a-
rest for a bit, I could polymorph him into. Can I polymorph
A
him
frog.
into a human? I mean, what is a challenge
No,
rating? Like
I
a
don't
target's
think
level
so.
or a
You
challenge
can't,
rating? What is the challenge
polymorph
rating of
humanoids.
a human?
Well,
mean-
he's a level 7 human, so he would have
I mean,
quote unquote
I can like, you know, it doesn't need to be a grown human. It could be a
But-
baby.
Well, I mean, yes.
Guys?
It has
Guys,
to be. What's this chosen beast though? Chosen beast.
Actually,
yeah,
yeah.
can't be humanoid. What's up, sir?
guys,
What?
could we do
What's
a
it?
quick little break? A really quick little break. I need to, use the loo.
No creature.
Joseph,
go for it.
I'll do all the
This
role
spell
plays for you. Bah. Bah.
I'll be right back.
It
Comes
does
back as a
only
shish kebab.
specify a new form.
No, I just mean, can you cast
Down
speak
there
with
it says-
animals?
I cannot. I
Oh.
can speak with plants, I think, but not. I don't. I need to sleep for that.
Oh, okay. All right, that's
Yeah.
fine then. It's not a ritual cast that you can do then.
No, I don't think it's a ritual cast normally either.
Are you sure? Actually?
But
So it says the new
Um,
form can be any beast whose challenge rating, so on and so forth. So beast is a specific
Okay.
creature type in D&D. Yeah.
what kind of beasts talk?
Good question. Let me see.
Minor birds?
How
Minor bird.
intelligent does he have to be to understand Thieves' Cant?
You have to be
How-
human. to
Probably a lot
understand
higher
these.
than to. I mean, I'm actually looking. Oh, this is a really good list, actually.
The thieves
I mean,
like dialect.
I can technically just. It's. Oh, it is a ritual,
We
but
could
I
just
can
ask yes or no
technically.
questions, right?
I'm looking
you
at the
turn them
list
into
of beasts. Sorry.
A courier, one of the sentient bird beast creatures that speak in different voices. They mimic. They're like it's like a
But that,
Minor bird.
They're.
yeah, like a crow, something like that.
Crows
I mean, I would
work
definitely
there.
have. Did they
Crows
talk?
Yeah, crows are well intelligent.
But they
Magpie.
don't talk.
They do.
Though they mimic, they don't talk.
What about a parrot?
Yeah, parrot.
mimic.
I mean, seriously, yeah, parrot. They're quite smart too.
Well, I
So,
will say,
yeah.
I will say that it isn't just a normal beast. It is technically Joseph as a beast. So, if he's given the means to talk, his intelligence is still going to be lower, but he will
Yeah,
have
for
meaning
sure.
behind it. So, he'll
Exactly,
be able to
that's the
articulate the
point.
words. Yeah. So, for example, if you
He'll be
turn
an
him into
idiot, but
if you
he'll
turn
be
him,
a
if you turn
less
him
of an
into
idiot than a goat.
for example, if you turn him into an ape, he might attempt Thieves' Cant, but with a lowered intelligence, it might be highly flawed. So, but he'll have his like hands. You know what I'm saying? Like there are ways to
but he
work
won't
it.
talk as a monkey though. So we want him as a parrot.
No, but he speaks thieves' cant. That's not a bad idea.
Because then he'll be able to use Thieves' Cant with his hands, but with a lowered
Right.
intelligence, it'll be like really broken Thieves' Cant.
What is thieves' cant?
Thieves' cant's what rogues can
Oh,
speak.
what is Thieves' Cant? So basically,
Okay, right,
yeah,
right, right.
I can
it's
read it
actually
off
it's
my-
actually based on a real life thing where
Thieves'
You
Sign
can just,
language.
you can just send it like.
so
It's
basically,
not, it's not sign language.
I'm
It's
back.
like more like Cockney rhyming slang and shit.
Yes.
So what
Yes.
happened?
I
Nothing
have
yet.
definitely seen monkeys as my character. On the other hand, what kind of monkey is it that he should become
A smart one.
a smart one? Bonobo.
I don't think
What? Like it needs to be the same challenge rating.
orangutan.
So what? Yeah, I mean, what is an orangutan in challenge rating compared to a goat? Because you're
I'm
currently a goat.
actually looking for that right now. I'm looking at this awesome list where I can actually organize any beast any way I want. By challenge rating or
Alright.
strength, or not strength, but...
I can make it into a small ape. I can make it into a giant ape and a primate ape. Oh, here we go. Orangutan, primate ape.
What is the challenge rating?
Gonna rip your faces off, boys,
Yeah, I'm gonna
girls.
check. I mean,
Why would you,
I
do
don't.
that?
I don't think I can because
I'm an animal.
because the challenge
No.
rating would be too high.
I'm saying, why would Rohal do that? No.
Making him into an orangutan.
Dude,
Yeah.
he could have turned into a Triceratops. He could have turned into a Brontosaurus. What the fuck?
No, it's his challenge
That
rating.
would have
Is it-
sunk the ship.
He's talking about
Yeah.
the Deck of Many Things card.
It's
Could have
his
done those
challenge.
things.
Oh, okay, all right. You're talking about that. All right. So
So
an
just,
orangutan is challenge rating 1. What does it go?
I'm gonna have to get
Probably
like a.
less.
1/4. 1/4.
1/4.
A goat is
Check,
1/4.
Let me
Okay.
check.
Sorry, not girlfriend, fiance from the train station.
So that means you're gonna have to. Yeah, that's fine, man.
I'm back there.
I'll
So
say you're
the
going on a
challenge-
joyride with the bird.
The challenge is 0 on a goat.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Zero?
No. Guys,
that can't be.
here.
No.
Really? It is.
Listen. Animals with the same challenge rating are giant bat, giant badger, axe beak. I don't want to know what that is. An ape. Oh, an ape is technically 0.5 challenge rating. You can actually go ape.
Okay.
You can
Well.
go ape.
Are you sure? Because according to this, like medium beast goat says challenge rating 0.
Wait, who said quarter? I've said quarter. Oh,
I
it is
said
0.
a quarter,
It is 0.
but is it? Oh
But-
yeah,
but
you're right.
An
It is
ape is
0.
also 0, though.
The goat starts to
No.
wriggle more.
Wait, how is a giant fire beetle 0? That can't be right.
I see that.
Baboon.
It
It's
is.
a fire
it is.
beetle. It's a beetle.
Baboon is 0.
Yeah, I got a list right here from
The goat
Druid's
stuff.
Wild Shape. So if, here I'll post it in general OOC.
Right.
The goat
There.
starts to wiggle.
I grip the goat.
Athletics. I want on the ground, for fuck's sake.
I grip the goat.
Fuck.
You weren't here for when I fucking grappled this motherfucker in our first ever fight for like 5 rounds.
Okay. Baboon is actually available. Let's see here. What other ones?
I don't think they can talk.
No, but they can still do things with their hands.
That's true. They could write.
Yeah.
Thieves can't.
Baboons,
Yeah, exactly.
I think thieves can, from my understanding, or when I've ever, I don't know what you do actually, when I've ruled it, is verbal. Because in
So
the tooltip it says dialect and jargon.
Well,
which
I
is
know how it is in.
It,
I know
it
how
looks
is in-
like the baboon is the
Well, let me
only
just say,
one we can go
so,
for.
I know how it is in real life, but in D&D it's a combination. It can be verbal, non-verbal.
okay.
Yeah. And so,
So, yeah.
I'm sure you can also
Baboon it is, I guess.
you can also probably get some feedback in character as well. See what maybe Lorian thinks in character or Yvonne, and see what people can agree on. I guess baboon is not a bad one, right?
That is probably the best one right here. I mean, I can make you into an eagle.
No, we
That's
definitely
very-
don't want him to be able to fly away. Oh no.
I can climb quite quickly away from you, and I have sharp teeth and claws. Have you seen the teeth of fucking baboons?
I can make
Yeah, I
you into a
would make it
spider.
into a baboon. Or a spider.
Baboon is fucking dangerous.
So
Give it
keep
to
in
the
mind that
horse,
spell
the
only
seahorse.
lasts for like what, an hour?
Yeah, it's an hour. The comment on the seahorse is just worthless. Period.
You have to
Yes.
hope that he actually wants to cooperate as well, because he already tried to struggle as a goat. So if you make him into like a baboon, he
What
might
is his
actually bite you.
like?
Yeah, I'm
his
not
intelligence and wisdom
totally.
should not be high.
I can
but he's
also
strong,
bite
so
you as a
try to
goat.
run and
I can also
grab
bite
them.
you as a goat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's
I've got
holding
him
you
by the
firmly,
horn. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I
not
don't
biting
need to-
anything.
Ramming is a lot worse as a
if
goat
you
than
change
it
it
is
to something
biting.
Your intelligence, sorry, your wisdom is actually is plus minus 0, so it's you need to hit 15 or above to beat it. As the goat,
What?
wisdom.
I'm gonna look at the goat and look at the people that are there and say, so he stole the deck of many things and used an unknown number of cards. I saw some gems
yeah,
clattering
you-
about, and I saw,
Yep.
obviously, he's been turned into a goat. We don't
And
know.
suddenly you realize that you're not holding a goat anymore.
What am I holding?
You're actually holding a baboon.
Wait, no,
Oh my
not
God.
unless Sid doesn't want it, because it's an unwilling creature.
No. He just
are you-
rolled for resistance. Attack
Oh,
save.
he did. He rolled.
Attack slash time. Yeah.
He rolled wisdom?
A D20.
You have
A
probably
D20.
just
He
made
needs
things
to
worse.
beat 15.
Oh, so he tried to
100%
resist already.
Yeah, he's gonna bite.
I'm sorry. You said he tried to resist the spell.
Yeah, he tried to resist the spell. He rolled a 4.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But he gets advantage
So
though.
he-
He gets advantage though, so he gets to roll again.
What?
But
Yeah,
he
he's
has.
blessed.
But hold on. Let me look at a few things here. So first of all,
All right.
he has a
Nah,
10.
nah.
Okay,
So he's got a 10 wisdom anyway. Okay, yeah. So yeah, no, he fails. He fails resisting it.
yeah. So he
Okay.
becomes a baboon.
Correct. For 1 hour until he
Now
was
you're
back
holding
to
a
goat.
baboon in the middle of your speech. How do you
Okay.
react?
Ah! I dropped the baboon.
The baboon drops to the ground and jumps back on the rack here. Or the thing here.
Baboon has less
You
hit
have
points
a-
than a goat does. But at least if he dies as a baboon, the extra HP will go over to the goat. So you're technically bolstering him a little bit.
Yeah. Let's see here.
But how do baboons sound like? Hold on.
Actually, that would theoretically rule out if it was polymorph, right? Because if you polymorphed him into a baboon, killed him as a baboon, if he shifts back into himself, it was polymorph. If he shifts back into a goat, he's been turned.
Yeah, but
Do-
if
do-
we hit
do
him
you
too
say that
hard,
out
we
loud?
might kill. We might kill.
True.
Yeah, we might kill both. So, still not a good idea.
Hey,
They're pretty fragile.
At least
Delicately.
the bright side is you'll have some goat shish kebab.
Can't you we delicately, or can't Rohau kill him like a druid? You know.
Love this.
Some-
Love it. This-
Do you want me to perform surgery?
You're
or
not
something, or what are
there,
we talking about?
Trigger.
I'm
You're
not-
on a.
I'm
You're
not
on a
gonna-
eagle.
This was just a question, as like a mechanical question. So as he's a druid, the
Oh.
druids have the ability to like kill creatures quickly or whatever.
I
Like,
pull.
Okay.
I pull a piece
Can-
of paper and an ink and a quill with ink out of my bag of holding, and I dip the quill in the ink, and I put down the piece of paper, and I'll put down the quill and say, "Explain yourself."
The baboon looks at the paper and looks back up.
Your wisdom is actually plus
12.
1. Your
It's
intelligence is low, but your wisdom is high.
His intelligence is
dexterity
slightly
is high,
higher,
too.
slightly higher than a goat, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wait a
Bikini's
second.
right.
Wait a second. No. Polymorph
No,
doesn't
that's
give
slightly
him.
lower.
Polymorph doesn't give him the. Wait, how does that work again?
Yeah, it does. I think it does.
Including mental ability scores. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that happens with
It
polymorph.
returns alignment and personality, but the statistics
Oh,
of
wow,
the beast is
really?
the same.
Dude, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. So when you turn yourself into a bird, you're becoming an idiot. Okay.
Yeah, you're just gonna
Or a
fly
flying
around and shit
squirrel.
on people's cars until you come back to
I
yourself.
bet a lot of DMs overlook that intelligence part. That's actually good to know.
It
That actually
actually
balances. That actually
is.
balances polymorph quite a bit.
The campaign
Yeah,
I
it
run
does.
at work, there's a kid that plays a druid, and I don't do that because he likes to transform all the time.
Well, obviously, I'm not
Well,
gonna
that's
like.
different. That's not polymorph.
But
Wild
even
shape is
still.
different.
Yeah, that is different. That's true.
Anyways, so you could probably, because you are you, you're just your wisdom is higher, so you're kind of more conscious about where you are in the universe, I guess. So you probably could. You're not ape stupid, but you're kind of ape stupid.
I mean, he is ape stupid.
You're on the upper level of ape stupid.
He's literally an ape, and he's stupid.
Okay.
So he's not gonna write anything. He's gonna sigh.
The ape kind of looks at the baboon, looks at his hands and looks around, looks at the ink and paper, like quickly picks it up, kind of looks on it, looks at it, looks at the quill, and then looks at it, looks back up, and then puts it on the crate again. It kind of like crooks himself over the paper.
Mm-hmm.
And he writes something on it, and
While you're doing that, I'm just gonna ask: have we seen the deck many things yet?
Balminar told Lorien that it was on the floor of his room and that Joseph was pacing last night.
Gotcha.
And Balminar actually does say when he's writing or scribbling or whatever, we'll see. He says, did he have those gems before? He sees them kind of on the floor there when you overturned the cot.
I have not seen those gems before, but then again, I haven't been paying that much attention to them.
The monkey looks up and kind of like throws his arm in the air, so to speak. No, like it. Oh, never mind. It just keeps writing, and he's holding the quill with the whole fucking palm, like a child with crayons. Like it's just he's trying to write something, and then comes back up and hands the paper to Lorien.
What are you trying to write? I'll let you know if it gets through or not.
Number 1 and borrowed.
Okay, you can't write the word borrowed, but there's like a broken B and some scribbles, and there's a number 1.
Like number 1 and borrowed.
Yeah, so there's number 1
I
and
look
then like...
back at him. Are you saying you only took 1 card? And I look at the gems and I look at him. Just 1 card?
The baboon shakes its head.
Okay. Alright, oh, you're saying in the first place, and I try and... Can I figure out that he tried to write borrowed?
No, you cannot. Even with an intelligence roll.
Can I try asking him in Thieves' Cant what happened?
Sure.
Do I get what's that called?
Yeah, so Yvonne's gonna
distracted.
sign to that baboon what happened.
Roll hall. I'm sorry, what did you say, Yvonne?
She's gonna assign to the baboon in Thieves' Cant what happened.
Okay, Joseph, make an
Intelligence?
intelligence roll without advantage because you're getting it with disadvantage, but you're blessed by the sun card. But I'm also going to reduce what your roll is just because you're really stupid. That's an intelligence save, so do
save.
intelligence roll.
Excuse me.
Roll hall, I will say roll sleight of hand again, and then Joseph,
Yep.
you're able to understand her with Thieves'
Trying to-
Cant.
Is he trying to take my fucking gems? Perception, please.
Actually, Joseph, also make a perception roll because she's doing it kind of. Actually, are you doing this, Yvonne, like openly, or are you trying to do it like stealthily?
She's doing it openly.
Okay, so then even with a 5 perception, you still saw it, Joseph. Roll hall, you're able to take only 1.
Fuck
Gotcha.
you.
One of the green.
The green?
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking roll.
Purple.
Purple, whatever.
Without anyone noticing.
Correct.
The other ones.
The others,
I'm just gonna keep
with the-
these here
with-
for safekeeping. I'd say.
You
Putting
bitch.
them in, putting the jewels in my bag of holding.
Oh, so you take
You
all 3 then? Okay.
Yeah.
You bitch.
Angry baboon noises.
I think roll hall is the wealthiest at this point.
For sure. I think it was before too.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, definitely with these gems, definitely.
Yeah, with the gems, yeah.
So
What did
Did you
want
remove
to say?
the? Oh, there we go.
What
Yeah.
happened?
So I am okay, and I. Oh my God.
When you see your gems being taken away.
Yeah.
Will he realize that
make a
it's
wisdom
his
saving
gems?
throw, Joseph.
Oh,
I know there's a lot of distraction, but I mean, you're seeing your gems taken. You're just able to control your ape rage.
I'm gonna stare at Rohal and it's just gonna. It's gonna snort.
I got lots of your shit, so been carrying them around for you, so you ought to be happy for what you have.
Joseph, do you try to
Yeah,
respond
I'm
to
keeping
Thieves'
these.
Cant? sorry,
the,
I'm
fucking,
interrupting.
the ape is gonna show its big teeth.
Otherwise, I'll turn you back to a fucking goat. How about that?
Shrug. The fucking ape shrugs. The baboon shrugs.
Very well. I'll take that as a thank you.
Gallo shouts from above and says, "We are approaching the docks So
That's-
hold on
it's
to things.
That's
First,
quite bad for a
Also,
fish.
everyone keep in mind this is gonna hold for an hour, so you guys might want to put a leash on him or something, just so
Let's
when he
let's
turns
put him in a
back.
cage in the hole.
Joseph,
He's got
you,
some explaining
That
to
would
do.
probably be the safest.
I haven't been even able to respond to Yvonne, fuck's sake.
no, you've not. But there have been a lot of things happening. But yeah, I'm giving you the opportunity now.
The baboon looks at Yvonne and first of all, he just stares because, well, this is the real first time he can have a look at alive Yvonne again. What? So she asks what happened, and in one hand motion, I will try to convey one word. Let me just Google check this right quick because I am not.
Remember, you have 4 intelligence. If you have to Google something,
Selfishness.
I'm going to start talking to her about quantum mechanics.
Bro, I want to convey one
Monkeys are
word.
actually highly intelligent.
I want to convey one word, and that is selfishness. Selfishness?
Yes, selfishness. Just go for selfishness.
Okay, so
whatever.
do sleight of hand without disadvantage because you're damn blessing.
Oh wait, so
Okay,
2 times?
you are able to convey that to Yvonne, and only Yvonne knows because Jinyo's not here, and only Yvonne knows. Thieves can't.
That's actually supposed to be -3, I think,
It's still successful.
on that one, but you still make it, I think.
Yeah.
No, -4.
So
But
Yvonne
14.
does understand that he is thief canting selfishness.
Will you relay this?
The baboon is on the floor right now, right?
No, on the crate.
Oh, he's not.
Oh. Okay. I think she's gonna frown up at it and kind of like point at the ground in front of her, like, get the fuck down here.
I mean, the crate isn't too high. It's basically, I'm like even lower than your eye level, most likely.
Oh yeah, no, I could go fetch you, but no, you're gonna come to me. She's gonna cross her arm for a second and then point at the ground in front of her, like, bitch, come here.
The baboon turns around and like puts his back leg over. Oh god. Okay, let's see what Ev has. Bruh. The baboon turns around and kind of like a child getting off a higher place, tries to, how to say, lower himself to the ground and then turns around and like on, and I guess on kind of 4 legs, trying to understand how to walk like this, goes towards Yvonne. Can we make my thing a little bit smaller, maybe?
Sure.
Or can I get a baboon? Can I get some sort of a monkey?
You'd have to have that like preloaded, I think.
Yeah, if I had a little more time, I'd be able to get all the custom tokens required for every fucking polymorph spell.
Don't you have a goat token at this point? I mean, it's been a week.
No.
Oh my god, Steve.
Oh.
Shit.
I'm not gonna spend time getting a
Steve.
goat token, or am I gonna spend time getting like 5 cool
Personally, I'm
locales in
quite
town?
disappointed that you didn't look for. You didn't predict that we were going to turn him into a baboon and preload one. I'm actually quite upset about
I'll be honest with you, I actually might. Let me check my stuff.
that. I'm kidding.
I just didn't bother, but let me see. I actually might.
So
Anyway,
what does Yvonne
Now
want
he's
to
gonna
do?
do it out of spite. So once the baboon is kind of sitting in front of her, she's gonna crouch down so she's on eye level with it and sign to it, how many cards did you take?
So the baboon is kind of sitting on its ass, you know, like how baboons sit.
yes.
Yep.
And the baboon kind of just stares, and then his head goes down and just quickly scratches his back of the head. And there is I guess you can say that there is embarrassment in him and guilt. I don't know if Steve wants an insight on someone, but the monkey feels embarrassed and guilty.
Okay. I don't think people need to roll for that. I think it's kind of apparent. Alrighty. So we are.
I think we
Hold your hand
put
with
him
how
in
many
the cage.
fingers.
We should put him in the cage in the bottom of the ship for his own safety.
Yeah.
Yvonne shakes her head and holds a hand up with one finger, like, hold on. I'm not done with him.
We
Well, we're
should
about to
either
hit
way-
the dock.
The baboon until she gets an answer.
I'm gonna brace myself because is anybody lowering the anchor, or are we gonna just crash into the docks?
No, he's got it under
We
control.
had
He
someone
said.
screaming above us.
Okay.
Gal's got it under control.
Okay.
We need to go down and
Also,
talk
it's
to
not.
the
It's also
siren
not.
down there anyway.
It's not like an atlas. You don't just like drop an anchor to not crash into the docks. But yeah.
Just instantly stop.
I'm going to
Just let go of E, right, and it stops.
Yeah. So we should head down to the cages either way. We'll see what we do down there because we need to talk to the. What's her
The siren.
Or
siren? We need to talk to the siren either way. So
That's true. She probably doesn't want to go into town.
and she probably wants some more water.
Well, we've been watering her,
You
but yeah.
watering her. Okay. Yeah. Like a fucking plant.
Well,
Kind of like
I
don't know,
mean,
racism is this.
how would you describe it, darling?
Plantism. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and head down there.
The monkey with his hands sign in the air.
I'm screaming up there, bring the monkey.
Okay.
What?
Oh
to
wait,
say?
is
What
she
a-
released? Right, yeah, we released her. I forgot. Hey there.
she turns to you and looks quizzically.
We just docked, and the others are coming from above. And I was wondering, have we? Wait, can I just? Did you talk to her and communicate with her any more than when I was here? Last
No.
time?
No.
Okay, good. We were. I was wondering. I don't know if you wanna, like, part ways or anything, but you're very welcome to do so. We are in the port right now, but if you wanna like depart later, when the ship leaves the port, and you can jump overboard into the water and do your business. I'm not really sure how you want to do this. What are your plans?
This area is not safe for sirens like me, so I will wait until you head either north or east.
Very well. I see. Even this place. Gotcha. What would you
People
like to do?
like
Well,
your kind don't appreciate sirens. There's lots of fear for my kind.
there is. Could have a discussion about that actually. How come that is? Do you, from your perspective?
It's no secret that we sometimes attack smaller ships, but your people attack mine as well.
But if
We
there
get in
would
each other's
be,
way.
Yes, but if there would be a discussion from both parties, if you have some form of mediator, would that not be possible to solve those predicaments and these waters would be made safe for you? Broker
You,
a truce,
Druid.
if you will.
You, druid of all of these travelers, should know most of all that it is not possible to harness such a wild folk and have such a commune with them. My people are scattered across the sea, and some of them live solitary lives, and some of them live in varying communities. We are a very natural folk. Such laws and rules will not govern our ways. I'm sure you understand,
to-
Druid.
For sure, but there's no need to set up rules per se, rather just a form of mutual understanding of what is detrimental and what might be less so, and perhaps lift each other up rather than weighing each other down. Unintended, sorry.
If you wish to tell them of our peaceful encounter, that will do us good.
Well, if you would like to relay to the people that you engage with around you about the potential kindness there is in humans and otherwise, land dwellers, if you will, that would also help the case or assist in this. But I will definitely share this engagement that we've had.
I will be sure to do that. Thank you, Druid.
All good. Also, weird question. Do you know what a baboon? Sorry.
I do not know this word you speak of.
I can hear you trying not to laugh, Steve.
Oh, I'm enjoying it. I'm not even trying not to laugh. I'm just soaking it in. That's fucking great. That moment when you're asking a siren what a baboon is, it happens in D&D.
Okay.
Heads up.
Yeah, a baboon. It's a form of monkey. A very early form of human. Not at all behavior like a human. Even though some might use them as the degrading individual, or in the, well, degree of development through evolution, it's well, they can be quite nice, and it is the case currently that a friend who was a goat is now a baboon, and we will put him down here for safety reasons. Just if you're okay with that. Otherwise, we will find another location for him to, well, be safe in.
Do I need to do anything to keep him alive?
Well, no. We will keep
Okay.
track of that. He might make some noises and stuff, but otherwise, yeah. You don't happen to know sign language, thieves' cantation and stuff. I assume you don't, but otherwise he can communicate that way. And also through sad and depressing looks.
I do not understand all of your words, but I will leave this creature alone down here.
Excellent. Excellent. Then you will get to see what a baboon looks like soon. And I'm kind of waiting for the rest of the people up there to come down with a baboon, since I bring the baboon.
So during the meanwhile, I guess, so Joseph hears Yvonne's voice for the first time. So he's also, so when she asks how many cards she pulled,
Well, she didn't use can't for that.
yeah, I will want to hand 3 words: you, voice, pretty.
Okay, so do sleight of hand again, and I'm gonna reduce the number.
And do I need to do intelligence or something?
That's stealth.
Oh,
Sleight of hand.
Oops.
oofed.
It comes out saying
Oh no.
you
Or does she even understand?
alive. That's all it says.
Wait, how? Huh?
The signs that you made didn't look like anything other than you alive.
Correct.
So how do you react to that, Sylvia?
For you alive, she kind of stops and tilts her head a little and like looks herself over like, yes, I'm alive, and repeats the gestures to him. How many cards did you take?
Oh wait, she didn't speak. She fucking.
Yeah.
Oops,
Well, you heard her the night before, though.
Yeah, true. How many cards?
So you do understand this thieves' cant from her.
Yes, that how many cards did I pull? I'm gonna with my hands say not ready.
Do baboons have a scruff?
Yeah.
She's gonna grab him by the scruff
What's a scruff?
and just sign to him,
The
answer.
baggy bit at the top of the neck.
Well, you have one hand right now, so if you're holding,
Oh shit, that's right. Well, she's gonna
but I mean, if
grab him
you
by the scruff and then like
if you speak.
set him down, sign answer, then grab him again.
I didn't realize Ginny was back, by the way. So
But
what is your...
I'm going to get her. I'm going to get her later.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't realize you were back. Otherwise, I'd have
I'm
returned
just
to your...
enjoying the eagle ride, dude. I'm having
Yeah,
a great time.
No problem, dude. No
Just doing that one.
problem. So what does Joseph say? Or do, rather? Sid, stop posting gifs and answer the question.
Too many. I tried with my hands too many while my scruff is being held. And 12 sleight of hand.
Okay, nobody knows what the fuck you're saying.
Wait, was I supposed to do with advantage? No, this is with disadvantage, so it's a normal roll, right?
Yes, except it's gonna be lower than that. Oh no, it's gonna be about 12, yeah. Jinyo, your eagle is landing by the docks, and you see this individual approaching you.
Oh, fuck.
And you can see the docks are sort of ragtag. They're like different sizes. They're not super uniform. There's a few different types of ships. You see a few fishermen in the distance, and a few shacks here and there. A few pines, but a few palms as well. The temperature here isn't as bitter cold as where you've come from, but you can still feel like a crispness on the air. And he appears to be walking toward you with like a smirk, a smile, a welcoming smile. But he's walking toward you briskly, and the eagle lands its feet on the end of the dock and tilts its body, offering you shore footing onto the dock.
I'll get down and I'll just sort of like pat the eagle. Ask him if he likes that, like, you know, behind the ear sort of area where they can't really scratch, are they?
Yeah.
Until the man approaches.
The eagle appears to like it, and it doesn't reply though, as it doesn't speak common. Back to everyone else here. The ship is actually pulling into dock now. Are there any last things you want to do here below deck? We'll say that the oh, that's right, you guys gotta move the baboon down into the cage still, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Yvonne's gonna give Joseph one more chance to answer, and she's gonna set him down again and sign to him, give me a number, or I'll let them lock you up.
Joseph turns around and goes to his stuff. And he actually... So with how big am I as a baboon? Baboons are pretty big, right?
They can be between 30 and 80 pounds.
So
Which
they would
is
be
30
only-
kilos.
It's quite a bit. It's lighter than a fully grown man, but definitely up there. Because they're like dense beings.
80 pounds is 36 kilos. That's very little for a grown man.
Yeah, no, that was a bad comparison, but still heavy to like carry around.
Yeah, they're like a big dog, basically.
Yeah.
I go back to my... I turn around and start walking to my stuff.
Are you guys escorting into the cage, or what's going on?
I'm
Yeah,
still in
that's,
my-
that's the intention. I mean,
I'm still in my room, and I what did I have again? I will grab my overcoat And actually, I try to do sleight of hand to take one pick of my thieves' tools with me and hide it in my hide, or like the big scruff.
Another sleight of hand.
Yes. Is it with advantage or a normal roll, Steve?
Normal roll.
Normal.
Ready?
And it's gonna be -4.
And tell me what you were trying to do again. Sorry, I was.
So I
preparing
was
something.
going over to grab my overcoat, right? But while I'm doing that, I stealthily try to take one pick from my thieves' tools.
Wouldn't
hide
they
it.
consider? Wouldn't they find it kind of weird that an ape goes to grab an overcoat? And
It's Joseph.
So I got a cough now.
And
and
I try to put it on my fucking thing and turn around and start.
You
going for the-
you successfully put the overcoat on, and you do get the pick. Actually, you're lucky you have the sun blessing.
and
And I start walking towards Yvonne again, and in one hand I will sign the word cage.
and the coat is like you just have like a huge blanket behind you.
Cage. Yes, I know. I'm trying to walk on two hands. I'm trying to walk on two
Frowns
back
down
legs.
at you for a minute and just stands up, turns around, and leaves the room without another word.
And Joseph starts going to the cage by himself, I guess, with the coat.
No, I'm waiting over here for you. I came back up. Come here, you little bastard.
Excuse me.
All right.
Yeah, you're not popular right now, Joseph.
Okay.
All right. So, hi. This is a baboon. His
He
name
walks
is
past.
Joseph. And he's a funny guy if you get to communicate with him somehow.
Closes the door.
Anyways, I will inform you when we decide to depart.
And kind of
Jeez.
sits with his coat around him.
She just stares at you, which you
Very well.
believe is her form of nodding, as I mentioned.
Yeah. So yeah, have a good one. Give us a heads up if you need anything.
You arrive at the port, and you see Jinyo standing next to a giant eagle there.
Did we even lock the door?
Yes. Conrad helped him.
Thumbs up.
Alright, this might take a minute for you to load. Some of you, depending.
Actually, how wide is the... Oh, never mind, not right now. Doesn't matter right now.
So, your ship is at the bottom of the image. You can drag your characters on there as you please. I'll start dragging some of the NPCs. Ev, if you can be so kind as to control Faminar's tag.
Sure.
I have Conrad here.
How do you get off these boats?
We'll say that you can just go down on a rope from the front mast thingy.
Alright.
Oh,
like on the side here.
Gallo is handling a lot of ropes on the anchor. He's appears to be quite busy here in the back. And we have Giva also helping Gallo, which is a fairly strong one. But Conrad is
nicely
up
back
front.
on land.
Conrad is up front with you guys. Jinyo, if you want to drag your thing down just in front of Roll Hall there, because you're going to be there first. And you all see this fella, and he's got 2 armed guard with him.
I don't see where my token is. Well, do I have to put it back off my sheet again?
Yeah, you gotta put it on every time we get a new map, apparently. I gotta find a better way to do that, but that's how we're doing it for now.
I'm here with the eagle. There we go.
This fellow walks up to you, Jinyo, and hands you this map.
Okay, I'll show that to Lorien and everybody, so that they've been given this map. I'm guessing it's the map of this town.
Yes.
Ready? So, did you get any?
Welcome to Heldren.
God.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate
I
it.
am Nassim Dim, and Heldren is happy to have you as its guest. What brings you here on this day?
What was the name of the gnome?
The gnome, that's Friedgeek.
Not the gnome, but or the short person. I can't recall.
Conrad.
Conrad,
Conrad
yeah.
the halfling.
Yeah. So we were actually. I'm gonna allow my friend here to take this. Well, welcoming. Lorien, would you mind?
What was that sentence, Rose? You're gonna allow your friend welcoming Lorien?
No, taking this welcome.
First impressions, you know?
Would you mind? Yeah.
Sorry, he's a druid. Spends a lot of time out in the wild. You know how it is. My name is Lorien, and our party has traveled here from what is it, Northhold?
Yes.
Northrend?
Northold, Gryold, you're from all those spots at this point.
We have a companion on board named Conrad. He's a halfling, and he suggested that we put into port here. We've had a bit of a rough time of it. Had a siren attack, and we need to rest and resupply and figure out where we're going to go next. I also hear that we have a royal visitor, and as a noble person myself, I have come with a gift to present, you know, from one noble to another.
The Eagles are quite thorough in their investigations of incoming vessels. This is true. We have guests from the Blackwood. We have one from the Infernal Council of Isle of Est. And we also have Milan King Color, who's here as well.
Is there
And not
some
only
sort
that,
of
but we
meeting?
are expecting his daughter to arrive on this very vessel.
Wait.
Is Beatrice not on the ship?
Oh, yes. Yes, she is. We need medical care for her, however, because the sirens sung her unconscious and we cannot wake her. I know it'll wear off eventually, but if there is someone here who can wake her, we would very much appreciate the assistance.
Our Eagles informed us that you have 4 individuals who need medical assistance. Is Beatrice one of them?
Yes.
May we board your vessel to care for these individuals?
Yes. Don't go in the hold. We have a monkey down there. And then we'd rather keep quarantined.
The monkey? Quarantined? What does this monkey suffer from?
Selfishness. It's a long story. It's not a threat of any kind. But I tell them where to find the people that are unconscious.
Does this ape have any contagious symptoms?
No. Oh, no, absolutely not.
So Nassim waves his hand, and several more guards come past him and board the ship. And you see them begin to carry several people off the ship, and Falmanar himself helps aid the guards in carrying Beatrice onto the mainland, and says to you, Lorien, as he passes, you know, I must see that she is well with these individuals. But he actually
I
goes off
understand.
with them.
Okay.
He also uses message to say to you, should I hold the deck or should you? As I am separating from the group to tend to these people.
Let's just give it to me. I'll open my bag of holding, the tiny bit.
Okay, he hands Beatrice off to one of the guards and quickly does that. I'm gonna do a sleight of hand for him to see if anybody notices him hand off the deck.
Just
We're
rubs
going
his
to do
hands in
that.
the
Let's
in the hold.
see here.
Hmm.
Sleight of hand comes out to an 8. So we don't know who or what saw. Actually, I'm gonna have everyone present here roll perception. Either way, it's in your bag of holding now.
Shouldn't these guys also do it?
18.
I'll handle that. I have rolls that don't even show and stuff.
Is Yvonne staying on the ship or is Yvonne going?
Oh no, I just keep forgetting to move things.
It's alright.
Oh, that's low for me. Gee. It shows like in between 6 and 9.
You say perception, sorry.
Yeah. So Yvonne has no idea. Jinyo, you definitely notice that Falmanar hands off the deck to Lorien, which is, nothing odd. You guys are friends and party members. I mean, you have the deck already, but you're aware of it. What's up, Rahul?
To my knowledge, did I know? I know that Falmanar had the deck before, don't I? I don't necessarily.
Yes.
I wasn't there for the goat shit.
Yes.
Unless anyone's told me.
Yes.
Which
You're aware. You're aware.
All right.
Does it look like this town is very well off, or does it look like it's? And what have we heard from? Have we heard anything from? What's his name?
Conrad. Yes.
Conrad.
He knows more about the mainland. He doesn't know as much about this island, but he knows that this island is often used for its ports because it's more surrounded by water. It's well off, but it just takes a lot of like battering from the sea storms and stuff, so it just has that sort of worn look to it. And the fact that there are 3 different types of either royalty or monarchs here from different locations, that it must at least be well enough to house them.
Is he still standing here?
He is, and he actually is. Jinyo, make an insight roll.
The insight roll.
Yeah, insight.
3.
3. Okay, you have no idea what's happening. But he says,
You there, half-orc. Step forward, please.
So he asks
Why?
Jinyo to step forward.
I don't know how long you travelers have been at sea, but things have been stirring up again from the Orklands, and there have been many tribes that have been engaging in terroristic acts against several of our republics and several of our outposts. I don't mean to single you out, but at the same time, it's important that we make sure that we don't have any dangerous travelers coming in. So, can you tell me where you are from, if you are a tribal orc, and what tribe you are from?
I forgot the name of my tribe.
It's the Idguru tribe. Understand,
Yeah.
it's been a long time.
Yeah, so I'll tell them I'm from the Iguru tribe from the desert, but I'm not. I'm a half orc. Like, I'm not even considered an orc. They don't. I'm a slave essentially, and then I'll show my brands and my scars and stuff.
So make
And then
a... Oh, sorry, what else did you want to say?
Can I do? I don't know whether I do. So I get bonus on and. Can I like mildly intimidate? So use an intimidation roll, but not like aggressively.
Sure. And while you're at it, also make a history roll with advantage for this particular type of history.
I'll use my dice. Ha ha ha.
Nice. Just don't forget to add the modifiers.
15 for history. 17.
Nice. So before you do the deception, you know that your tribe, the Idguru tribe, is pretty good with negotiating with other peoples, but like you also have a history during the Orkland Wars with like some of your tribe has been warring against the civilized folk, some of them. So your tribe is very mixed when it comes to like how cooperative you can be. And you're also totally unaware that some of these Orkland Wars have been starting up again. All of you here know about the Orkland Wars. There was a pushback. Let me pull up the map briefly, just to give you a little background as to what this guy is talking about and why Jinyo is being singled out for a moment. So if we look at the map here, for a long time in the Orklands to the southeast, there have been just ongoing wars between the Alais province and the Orklands. And the Orklands have all manner of beasts. And even Fridgeek is from like the border down where it says Balreg's Keep down there. He's from that region.
Can you ping it?
Yeah. So this is near the entrance
There, okay,
of
gotcha.
the Under Caverns, which is similar to the Underdark. That's where Fridgeek is from. And Jinyo is actually from the Orklands originally. And so this river here kind of marks the border where this quote-unquote civilized lands and people have been always battling against the different races of the Orklands, including everything up to even purple worms. There's lots of wild things out here. There's all kinds of like trolls and giants and orcs, just pure orcs and goblins. And so that has calmed down over the past 10, 20 years, but now they're saying that there are battles happening again. And so that's why they're being extra vigilant and trying to check to see what the deal is with Jinyo. Jinyo, remind me, you have tattoos, or you do not have tattoos?
I have brands and some sort of like tribal tattoos, just like the basic, well, like
Right.
the tribe, and then the fact that I'm a slave, and that's on my chest, which is not really seen. But the brands that I've pulled up my sleeves and shown my brands, and there's
Okay.
brands and tattoos that do the same on the wrists as well.
So the symbol of your tribe would be visible or would not be visible from them?
It would be, yeah. He can. I'll show him. I open my tunic and be like, there you go. That's proof.
Okay. All right.
Several of your tribe members have been known to use acid bombs against different ships and different caravans. Would you be opposed to us searching your bag to make sure you do not have any acid bombs on you? Again, I do not mean this to single you out racially, but this is just to make sure that you are coming here with good intention. You have to understand we have royalty here, so it is essential that we keep this safe.
So you don't mean to single me out, but you're gonna single me out. The only two, you're gonna search everybody's bags or just mine? Because what if I am a terrorist? Would it not be if I would have premeditated
Oh
this?
my
I
God.
would be carrying
Oh
them,
my
would I?
God.
I'd give them to someone else. So why don't you search everybody's bags instead of just mine?
Why would he? Oh.
I'm not going to be racially profiled.
We
I
intend
will
to search
really-
everyone's bag. We just wanted to make sure that you were of sound mental state and of good nature, and even your replies now show that you are well-intentioned and are defending your character, which is a good sign, sir. So yes, we will search everyone's bag in the name of the safety of Heldrum. We wish to welcome you all here, and we wish to make sure your stay is just as safe as every other guest. And as you see, we are providing free medical care for those of your crew that need it.
Yeah, then I'll open. I'm just checking. Do I? It's only you said only acid bombs, right? I don't have any of that shit. Alright, yeah, I'll open. I don't have. I was just checking. I'll open. Yeah, he can look at all my
It's like,
stuff.
wait a second, do I have
And
acid
I'll-
bombs? Let me check this for a second.
And then I will, I will. Now I defended my character. I will drop the attitude and be totally compliant.
So Nassim himself is not checking your bags, but the other guards are. So first they're just checking Jinyo's bag, the two of them, and they're going through. They're looking through. I'm actually looking through myself to see if anything pops up as unusual. Okay, you got an alchemy jug. All right, let's see. So as this is happening, Nassim does speak up, and he continues to have, a welcoming smile on his face, and he says,
I know this can be very alarming for some travelers. There are many cities that don't have any security whatsoever, but I assure you that we know you were involved in the closing of the rift. We know that you took part in rescuing Beatrice. Beatrice, like her father, is a seer. He foresaw your arrival. He foresaw your heroic acts that day, wizard.
and he points to Lorien, who is present. None of you really know this before you join the party. Lorien saved Beatrice from a sinking slaver ship. And so this is something that Nassim is making reference to, proving that perhaps there is indeed a seer in the city who is grateful for the safe return of his daughter. And so he goes through each of the bags, and the guards do. The guards actually do see the deck of many things, unless you make great lengths to hide it, and they actually don't seem to treat it any differently than any of your other gear. And as they go through each of your bags, they do raise an eyebrow to a few things, only because they have not seen one or two of these magical items before, but for the most part, you guys are completely checked and welcomed to land.
Yeah, I'm just putting on an air of nobility at the moment.
Remember the
No.
homunculus in the Lorian's bag of holding.
Yes, there's a homunculus. And it probably
Yes.
still smells a little bit like homunculus shit,
Yes,
despite
and
attempts at cleaning it.
that surprises them as well.
Yeah, I didn't know that they did that. And I've tried to clean. You know how hard it is to clean out the inside of a bag of holding? It's pretty disgusting, I know. But I apologize for that.
Consider do. Haven't done yet.
I pat the homunculus on the head. I know. Snookums, you tried.
Sir, by the way, do you have any farming going on in these parts?
As a matter of fact, we do. We have some very talented halfling farmers not too far from our main council hall.
Is it farming on land, or is it also farming in the sea? Okay.
We only have farming on the land here, although farming on the sea is something that would be lovely for us to expand onto. You have to understand, every square mile of our sea is used as port and for trade and for incoming supplies, so we value the space that we have here on the sea.
Understood. If there are any shallow areas, you can actually utilize them for quite the bit of crops and profit, if that is something you would want to look into. Also, I do have a proposal to assist you, if you would like, with spells and such to enrich the soil, and both on land and at sea. Just sharing that if you would be interested, I'm here.
Well, if you open your map, I would like to share something with you as well that might help you with that.
All right.
So,
And there we
if
go.
you look at your map, and if you look toward the northwest, you'll see an enclosed council hall area. That council hall also has the infirmary where we're taking your crew members. You can meet a druid there, and you can share some of your thoughts with him, and he might be able to make the most use of your knowledge.
Excellent. Thank you.
Do you have any questions about the map and our services here on the island?
Do we have any sorts of shops and innkeepers of different kinds?
I'll be right back.
Any particularly individuals who are specialized of different crafts? Maybe you could inform us.
Yes, I will go through the map. Number 2 is the Quester's Quench. It's a tavern and inn. Number 3 is the blacksmith. Defender's Arsenal is what he calls his shop. Number 4 is the jeweler, the Safford Bauble. 5 is the butcher's shop. 6, you can find an alchemist there. The Brood Eye is what it's called. 7 is the church, which is just a simple temple to Sylvanus. We have a few homes for sale as well. A cottage, we have a fancier estate, and perhaps 1 or 2 others if they're still on the market. Number 9 is the town hall. 10 is the seafood shop. 11 is the Adventurer's Choice supply store. You might find some things for folk like you who spend lots of time out doing quests and such. Number 12 is just a general store where you can pick up anything that you need to replace what you've lost on your journey. 13 is just a cobbler shop, and 14 is the postal messenger. We try to get our messages out across the realm every month or so. And if you do make your way to the Quester's Quench, sometimes they have a bounty board there with different quests or things you can do to earn a few bit of coin while you're in town. So hopefully that answered your question about Heldren.
Did you say 15?
For which place was that?
Point 15. You mentioned all the way to the east.
Ah, that is
They
the
only went up
estate.
to 14.
That is the estate that's for sale. I don't know what the price is, but perhaps you can get more information in town.
Absolutely. Thank you. Much appreciated. Do you have any recommendations of interesting, points of interest on the island?
I
Particular
would say
points of interest.
it depends what you need, but I know there has been some trouble to the east. Maybe you can get more information about that in the Quester's Quench, and eventually you will be brought in as guests to our meeting hall. I know that some of the royalty here do want to speak to you about what is going to happen next, what is happening with the shrines, and what you have done with the rift. But first, I welcome you to get some rest.
Absolutely. I just wanted to ask, have you had any crystals pop up in this area?
We have gotten very lucky and have not had them here, but word is traveling rapidly across the realm that these crystals are disrupting many people of faith, their sites of worship. For as far west as Gryhold and further east than Venzaya, so it is a problem, and that is one reason why we are inviting you to join the council to talk about that.
I'm sorry, I went out of range for a moment. What did you just say? The council wanted to talk about?
Are you okay, Elf?
So,
I,
he basically just told you what everything on the map was, and also that eventually you're going to be invited to speak at the council house with some of these special guests. Basically, you're free to go throughout Heldren and do as you wish. You guys have been adventuring for a long time, so you have a bit of respite here.
I want to go to the seafood place and eat some seafood.
Is there anywhere I can gamble?
Probably
Oh,
at the inn.
He responds and says,
Formal gambling is outlawed here, unlike Elenith, which is the realm's popular spot for gambling. However, you may have the opportunity to meet one of the individuals from the Infernal Council of Elenith himself. I'm sure he will offer you different things to invest in, which one of them may actually be his gambling industry. Investments are one of the things that they handle quite well in Elenith. So although we don't have gambling here, you may have the opportunity to spend your coin.
Okay.
and
Is
so
this place a city?
it is a small city, yes. And he asks if you need anything else before he goes back to tend to other tasks.
Thank you for receiving us.
I'll give him a nod and sort of say, I give him like that a nod that's like, yeah, it's all fine. Don't worry about all the searching, etc. I'm going to behave.
He bows and leaves with his guards.
I suggest we all go to the tavern, and I'll sort of, I don't know if anybody's opposed to this, I've wanted to use this thing since I made my character. I'll kind of corral everybody and use my city secrets to get us there twice as fast as we would normally. Ta-da!
Steve, I'm not feeling well. Just to let you know I'm gonna keep playing, but I'm not feeling great, so.
Alright, so we can maybe...
That's why I'm being quiet. But no, we don't have to stop yet.
Yeah,
Unless
okay.
you
Just
want-
let us know. Let us know. And that's okay. We'll pretend like you got seasick.
Yeah, I might ask you to move my tokens for me.
Yeah, no
Because
problem.
I'm lying down right now.
No problem. I'm gonna switch over to Sid briefly. Sid, what are you doing while I set up this next little spot for us here?
Can also say how long has it gone?
Well, we
As he
can
turned
do
back
it
into a
in
goat.
time. We can do it. Stuff can happen at the same time, you know, as you guys are above.
Sure.
Well, Joseph is just sitting in in the cage, I guess, huddled in his coat. He just sits like a baboon, his coat over his shoulders, sitting there thinking.
You see the
What's the siren doing?
The siren is using the bucket of water to just sort of drench some cloth and kind of wring it out upon herself. She seems quite content just waiting in the hull of the ship, surprisingly. But she pays no mind to the baboon.
And I pay no mind to her.
Okay. So, using Jinyo's city smarts, you guys make your way very quickly, especially with the use of the map, to the Quester's Quench. Let me pull up that bit of information. We're gonna go right there. Here we are.
Where are we at? The seafood place?
No. I think...
Is that, does the seafood place do ales and things as well?
You're not sure. You might have to ask
Yeah.
the
But
barkeeper.
did someone specifically want to go somewhere? Because I only wanted to use my city secrets thing as a fancy look at what I can do. But if you want to go to the seafood
Lorian
place...
said she was going to the seafood place. So.
Oh, sorry, well, the seafood then.
So here's
Let's
the
go
thing. Do you guys want to go as a group or split up?
I'm happy to go as a group. Because I can get us there twice as fast and then we can split up after that.
Okay. Let me do that for y'all. I'll be ready in just a jiffy. There we go. Okay. So
Just gonna go fill my bowl of food.
yes. And we are at the seafood place now. So, this little seafood shop is right on the edge of the water along the docks. You actually didn't have to go very far at all.
Nice.
Conrad actually, being somewhat familiar with this place already, has gone off on his own to do his own thing. As you know, Falmanar went off to make sure Beatrice and the others are okay with the guard up at number 1 on the map there, the infirmary and meeting hall. So here you are. Let me pull up a bit of information. Here we go. So yeah, what are you all doing? What are you doing, Yvonne? Are you following them here, or are you going somewhere
Yeah,
else?
she's kind of following along, mostly.
Okay.
I'm going to what is the name of the paladin again?
Giva. She's also not with you. She's helping Gala with the ship still, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna ask Yvonne to sit with me, and well, I mean, I guess we can all sit together. But I'm gonna ask her to sit near me.
There aren't places to sit. It's more of a market, and you can actually drag your. Oh, that's right. I'll drag your token on.
I thought it was a seafood restaurant.
No, nope. You're at the meat market right now. Seafood market. So I'm gonna drag your token on.
Never mind. Never mind that then. But yeah. All right. Well, they got lobster.
So you see a sailor-looking guy. He's kind of old, got whitish hair. And he welcomes you into his shop.
How can I help you today?
I am looking for some lobster. Do you have any?
I do have lobster. How many would you like?
I do some math in my head. 10?
10 lobster, my goodness. Do you have a barrel for that? That's quite a bit to carry.
It's quite a bit to carry.
Got a bag of holding.
I got a bag of holding. We can just
Which
stick
is nearly full.
Yeah.
Huh?
I have a bag of holding, so we could just dump them in there.
Okay, 10 lobster, 10 lobster. How much coin are you going to
bag,
give
no
for that 10
nothing.
lobster?
I'm sure I have sufficient coin. What do you charge for lobster?
I charge 3 gold for fresh lobster per lobster.
Steve, do you have my character sheet up there?
Yes.
I feel like 3 gold might be a bit much, but I'd like to roll a check on that.
You've got 1,700 golds, and then tons of other golds.
Okay, fine. I'll shell out 30 gold for the lobsters, and we'll just stick them in the bag of holding because are they alive, by the way? Or are they?
Yes, they are.
Not for long. That's the cool thing about the bag of holding is we can humanely suffocate them and then spoil them.
Mainly.
That creature that you have in there, the humongous, isn't?
It doesn't breathe. It doesn't breathe, but it does shit.
Yeah, but
apparently.
with the freaking lobsters.
I'm sure the smell of lobster will even out the smell of shit in your bag quite a bit.
Are we gonna
This,
want to eat the lobster after they've been in the bag?
You
with that
know,
smell?
you know, I have prestidigitated the fuck out of that
I
bag,
know.
Steve.
This old man actually has their claws tied up too.
No good. I'm good.
Oh yes, 30 gold. Very nice. I will take that for my coin purse.
Yep.
Is there anything
Enjoy,
else I
I-
can do for you fine travelers today?
I just gave him like 2 years worth of wages there. I'm pretty sure. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Anything else,
We
possibly?
we encountered some creatures. I was just interested to see out at sea. I was interested to see how sirens and stuff like that, and how you guys been faring around that here on the island. Like, what's the policies around, and like, how do you? Yeah.
About 40 odd years ago, we had a siren problem, but we killed them all. So now we can go out and get our fish without any sirens bothering us.
Gotcha.
Why do you
Alright,
ask?
alright.
Did you see some siren on the way here?
Yeah, no. It was more like we encountered some way further north, but they were actually quite hospitable once we actually managed to communicate with them. So that's why I'm wondering. I am a druid, as you can see. I have an interest in the better of things. And I would. That's why I'm wondering. I'm investigating a little bit.
Well, you be careful. Those sirens are probably soothsaying, probably a silver tongue, split tongue, and talking to you with their smooth, luring songs. You need to be careful with what those sirens tell you.
For sure. I am an elf as well, so I am a little bit resistant. But I do hear you. I am always careful in those regards. But thank you for the concern.
You gotta watch out for those merfolk too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Would you? Can I make a roll for that, Steve? Merfolk.
Sure.
I should probably know about them, but
Yeah,
what
you
would
do.
that be? Nature.
Yeah, that'll be nature. Let's see. You got a 9. You know more than the average person, though. I mean, they're basically just the race of mermaid and mermen, and they aren't as intrinsically evil as Siren, and Siren are actually somewhat evil. Merfolk are somewhat they're more neutral, so but they can be just as troublesome to sailors. At the end of the day, sailors just always expect to go where they wish, take what they want from the sea, and don't care about much else a lot of the time, at least the fishermen. So there's going to be sometimes conflict between merfolk and sailor if there's like a territorial dispute or something. And so you perceive that this guy here is most interested in the fish market, and so maybe he is sided with a lot of the stories of sailors that come in to port, or maybe he had a history of catching himself.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry.
That's
Understood. Okay, merfolk. All right. Yeah. But they are easier to communicate with, if I'm not mistaken. Have there been attempts to do so?
They speak Common and Aquan. Are you telling him that? Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't negotiate with merfolk. There's nothing that we need from them. They only cause problems.
Correct. Negotiations, however, could be, or rather just communication and information might just cause them to, well, less clashing in between the two different groups for an increased understanding from both sides.
About 5 years or so ago, we were talking to a few sailors over at the Quester's Quench, and they were whaling. They were out whaling, trying to best a humpback whale, and these merfolk were trying to protect the whale. Now, why would these merfolk want to stop our good fishermen of Helgen from killing this humpback whale and feeding everybody and lighting our lamps for years to come? Now you tell me why would those merfolk want to protect that humpback whale and hinder us like that?
That's the point of communication. So personally, I am not 100% sure. A little bit meta. I am 100% sure why. But if we would communicate with them, we would know for sure, rather than speculate. Anyways, that was more of a discussion for later. I appreciate about the information, and thanks for the lobsters that my friend will eat later. Thank you.
Can I interest you in any herring or haddock? Perhaps a grouper or flounder while you're here.
Oh, I just pick up a good Varian like sign that I'm flicking it to him. I'll flick it over. I have these, and I like flick it over to him. Does he catch it?
He just lets it fly past him and looks at it. Looks at it as it rolls across the floor.
Oh my god!
And he gives a slow nod and says,
"Well, you druid folk are mighty strange. You're something else. I gotta say. But it's wonderful to have such interesting and colorful people come over to our town, Helgen. It keeps my job interesting. I just hope that you take part and enjoy this wonderful bounty of fish that I have. Would you like to buy perhaps an anchovy or something small like that? Since you apparently like to eat light."
Flick another berry at him. A bit more aggressively this time.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, I'm gonna take these lobsters back to the ship.
my friend will most likely share some of hers. Generally speaking, fish has been not very, like, the food has not been agreeing with me that much. But I walk up to him. I do suggest you should try one of these because they are very surprisingly potent in. You should definitely try one. I suppose I should roll persuasion.
Yeah, roll persuasion. And as you do that, let's see here, 13. He says he outstretches his hand. He'll try one. He'll try one.
Wait, actually, that board is not. Hold on. Okay, whatever. We'll go with that one. Yeah, whatever.
So he takes one.
Now, before I eat this, I'll have you know that I have some assistants that come in here, so if you're trying to enchant me with your druidic magic to take my fine bounty of fish, I'll have people report you.
Oh, for sure.
So,
I would never.
I want you to know that before I eat your wily berries. Okay.
Absolutely.
Kinky.
No
So
problem.
He pops the berry in his mouth and his eyes widen with pleasure. And he looks like he's enjoying it.
Cool. And he
But
should
then he-
feel that he's. Yeah.
He also looks over at Yvonne for the first time and notices that she's missing an arm. And he quickly swallows the berry and says,
Don't tell me. Tiger shark.
Not exactly.
Orca.
Just shakes her head. Not from the ocean.
Not from the ocean. What manner of beast has taken your arm?
A monster.
A monster. Look, folks, are you here to buy anything other than lobster? Because
Shouldn't you be pretty surprised over him being so full of the food and suddenly not feeling thirsty or hungry at all?
Can I ask a quick question?
you can make an inside roll, Hall, and then yes, Jinya, go ahead. What's up?
So I threw all my money to the dragon, and then Rose gave me a little bit. How much is 36 gold in terms of? Is that a lot of money or not really?
It's quite a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
So the 30 gold they spent on lobster is, from all of your perspectives, quite a bit of money for lobster. Quite a bit.
So the 36 gold that I've got, if I was to saunter off to the tavern and go and get drunk, essentially. Actually, I don't need to.
That's
I'm
a couple of silver.
I'm just going to get out my alchemy jug and fill it full of ale.
Absolutely.
And start drinking it while everybody's talking in the shop.
Also, that is ammunition for your pistol.
Yeah, that is true.
Rohal, with your 22 insight, which is exceptional, you see that this old man doesn't want to outright admit how full he is because he wants to make his product look more valuable to you and everyone else. And that, if you can just get full off of a berry, what good is this, expensive fish meat that he's keeping here?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yep.
So I'll take a swig from my jug and say, I'm all good for fish, I'll have the berries as well, and then I'll keep drinking. And then I'll offer Rohal some of my magical jug.
I flick 2 of them over to him. Oh, I don't drink, thank you. But here you go.
I'll try and catch the berry in my mouth as it flies over.
2 berries.
You have to make sure you get enough vitamins there. If all you eat are these sugary berries, you're gonna have health problems when you get to my age.
I'm gonna leave with my bag of holding full of lobsters or crawling around on my homunculus back towards the ship.
Okay.
What was I
Lobster
thinking
feast
about?
in lobster feast in half an hour.
I'm just going to loudly shout, "Tavern, tavern!" as we're walking out the shop.
I was thinking of heading over to the alchemist, or what do you call them? Not alchemist, chemist. Well, alchemist back in the days, right?
Alchemist, yeah. Well, Alchemist is like fictional, but yeah.
Apothecary. It's probably
Thank you again.
herbalist or whatever.
Walks away.
Yes. So, you guys, where would you all like to go next? There's a lot of different things you can do.
I think you'd enjoy joining me over there, though.
Oh,
The Jinyo.
fair enough.
Okay. I mean, right? Jinyo? I was thinking mostly Jinyo, though. But, you know, you have your
Fine.
lobsters to take care
I
of.
turn around and I go to the I walk to the ship.
Would you like something from the shop, though? I mean, I can look for some.
I was gonna have lobsters cooked for everyone as a treat, but you know, it's
But I'm not a
fine.
chemist.
I'll shout, "I know the
alchemist.
secrets. I'll be back for lobster."
Okay. Yeah, I can't think of anything that I want from the alchemist.
All right. We'll just, I suppose I'll just start walking out.
No, I'll have to lead you. If I lead you, we can get there twice as
Oh,
fast.
yeah. Fair point. Fair point.
So I'll take Rose's hand and we'll gleefully skip the streets to the alchemist.
Zoom.
Okay. So Roosevelt and, Rohal and Jinyo are going to Alchemist, yes?
Yep.
And then, Lorian, you're going to the ship. Yvonne, where are you heading?
She's probably gonna tag along with Lorian.
Okay.
Lobster.
So, let's go back to the ship first and see what that whole gang is up to. Oops.
I'm gonna
Sorry, wrong
you know
map.
the
There we go.
the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down into the hold of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Siren is.
Yeah, I should have asked the siren to keep an eye on it.
Yes.
Alright.
So, Joseph, have you been just sitting in the cell there the whole time? He's muted. I'm assuming that he's just sitting there. Yeah, you go down there, you see the baboon just sitting there. Hashtag awesome session for Joseph. I mean, he brought a pick lock. He could have at least attempted to break out, but I guess he's just accepting his punishment. And
I mean, soon he can't do. I mean, he should be a goat again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he actually is a
By
goat
now.
now. Yeah, he is back to a goat. Good
Yeah.
point. Which will make it infinitely harder to pick any locks. He had his opportunity.
So he's gonna have his hooves, his front hooves, in the arms of the
No,
Jester.
no, I didn't like put my hands into the sleeves. I would have the coat just over me. I wouldn't put my things in there. So I would
I'm just thinking what a baboon looks like and how you would walk around with a coat without having your arms.
Actually, if you would have come back to me, then I would have. I want to say that at one point the baboon kind of just like lies on his side and kind of uses the coat as a blanket. So now it's a sleeping coat with a coat covering it.
Okay.
The coat covering the goat.
Alright.
Pondering on the
Try to see-
mysteries of Goat World.
Try to say
Okay.
that 3 times fast.
So,
So-
Giva actually approaches you, Yvonne, when you get back to the ship, and she says, "Did you still want to buy an iron arm while we're here? Would you like me to go order that for you in town? It's nothing to me, darling."
I couldn't ask you to spend that much on me.
Yvonne, an iron arm is not expensive. If I were to buy you a sword or something, it would be. But it'll just be an iron arm. I'm hoping Fridgi can make more of it with his enchanting abilities.
She'll kind of think about it for a second and then just, yes, I would like that, thank you.
Giva smiles and heads into town herself. And you see Gallo sort of just tying the last of the ropes on the ship and pushing the last of the barrels to distribute the weight evenly, and says, "How is Heldrin? I'm about to head into Heldrin myself."
No, there's overpriced seafood. That's
Nice seafood.
I have lobster here, and I was gonna cook lobster for everybody.
I'll be back for that lobster, but I'm gonna go buy some adventuring supplies. I've run low on arrows, as you can imagine.
Wait, who says
No
that?
doubt.
Gallo.
Gallows.
Didn't he have
Who's
that
that?
arrow that? Didn't he have that fucking coin squeezer that replenishes the fucking?
No, that's me.
Oh, that's you.
I think you might both have that actually, but he likes sometimes specialty arrows and things like that. So he says I'm gonna head into town and resupply on a few adventuring items. And he starts heading into town.
I am going to talk to the siren.
Very well. What do you say?
Do you like to eat lobster?
Yes, I eat lobster often.
Do you like it raw or cooked?
I with some poop.
I prefer
I
it raw.
Alright, I'm gonna pull out a clean, because I cleaned my bag, lobster, and hand it on over to her. There you go.
I hope the lobster is
takes
still
it.
alive.
She takes
It
it in
is.
both hands and bites straight through the chitinous shell with her sharp teeth.
Haha, just like Splash 1. I
Oh, I
believe it
haven't
was
seen
that movie from the 80s about the mermaid.
Is that got Tom Hanks in it?
Julia
It does,
Roberts,
doesn't it?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Wasn't
Yeah,
Julia
that's
Roberts?
a quality film, and she's in the
Great
bathtub.
film.
Oh,
Is it
Yeah.
Julia Roberts? Who is it?
classic.
Not
I
Julia
don't know,
Roberts. What's her
maybe-
name? Anyway, I know what you're talking about. So
Yeah.
she does bite that.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out the rest of the lobsters and stick them in a barrel. And
Awesome.
Ignoring the sleeping goat.
Yeah, I'm gonna ignore that sleeping goat. I'm gonna pointedly ignore the sleeping goat because we're gonna have to figure out if we've got to turn him back into something or not. But right now, I'm too angry to feel reasonable. So I might slightly kick the side of the cage on my way out.
So you now are Rohal and Jinyo make it to the alchemist shop. Let me pull that up.
Oh, right.
And let's see. A lot going on. Here we go.
There we go. Yeah. Right. It looks identical to the last one we were in.
This is the first time I've used the map twice because like I said, when you guys were like, hey, you guys want to do a session tonight? I'm like, I might have to use one of my maps twice. My standards have lowered. But yeah.
Is this a giant? giant
You've been
It's
like
still not
bought,
as bad as
bought out by a cheaper production company. That's what's going on here.
Dragon Age 2. It's okay.
Hold on, if you stop moving, I can make your character bigger.
Okay.
You're supposed to be bigger. There we go. There we go.
No, I refuse
No.
to be made bigger. I'm on the counter.
My
So
friend here.
what happened was
is,
Jinyo. No,
he's a little bit ill.
no. Hold on. No, Jinyo actually had a free sample on the counter, and it made him small. Simple.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Cool.
so
Interesting. Shows that you're a good chemist, I see.
and so you see that he is a gnome, and he is actually mixing two things as you enter the door.
Can I? I'll say. How long am I stuck like this for?
Oh, the irony. The irony is too much for me to bear. Welcome to my shop, adventurers. You're stuck like that for the next 10 minutes. Don't worry.
All right.
I bet he enjoys it a little bit.
I'm gonna try and jump onto Rohal's shoulder.
Athletics check.
No, he's fine. He made it.
Okay.
I'm actually closing shop in about 5 minutes, so think quick about what you'd like to pick up.
So I was thinking that my friend here, he's well, a little bit shy sometimes, and he might not consider some things like certain things that might bring down foes faster, and that affects their system, like their bodily system. Would you have any such potions that you could put on your weapon that are fairly long lasting? Something
I would say that these
character.
potions generally don't get put on weapons. You might be looking for an enchanter or an artificer, but I can help you with things that you consume yourself.
And you
Very
sense
well.
a tinge of sarcasm in his voice. Surprised that you wish to put a potion on a weapon.
How come? I don't.
You need to get to an enchanter, like you said, or because they potion. You
Yeah,
want to
Frid
oil
Geek
or
is
something.
more. Frid Geek would be more like about the enchanting of weapons, whereas alchemist.
Yeah, but wouldn't you need the
generally.
poison? Wouldn't you need the poison to first,
Oh, you're talking about
like
poison.
to have the effect? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he replies actually.
Although some alchemists do focus on creating poisons, I do not. I should have clarified. I focus mainly on things that are consumed by individuals.
Understood. Would you have anything of a something with hallucinogen in it? Some kind of such effect?
I do not.
More of a recreational thing.
Traveler, I apologize for my sarcasm earlier. You actually reminded me. I have something that is very dusty and old at the bottom of my shelf here that maybe can be of usefulness to you. It is the oil of sharpness. This is meant for a weapon that is for slashing or piercing. But it is
Understood.
extremely rare. It is very rare. Which is why no one has purchased it for many years.
Gotcha. Does it keep its potency?
It only lasts for 1 hour. And it
1
takes
hour.
approximately a minute to apply. And I am
How-
sorry to say, but it is not cheap.
How effective is it?
It'll make your bladed weapon as effective as a very, very powerful magical item. Something that a wizard or an enchanter had worked on for years.
Gotcha.
So I want to give the others
Yeah.
an opportunity to do stuff as well while you think that over. Yvonne and Lorian, what are you guys up to? You guys up to
Yvonne's
anything?
just kind of following Lorian around, except she specifically did not go down where the siren was.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I am trying to put my head together with Yvonne to see if we can find a big pot and to boil lobsters in. 'Cause we're gonna
One of
eat
you
us
might
some
have a
lobsters.
I'm not sure. And Joseph, what
Or
are you
if the
doing?
ship galley's got one, maybe.
The galley.
I think he's sleeping, so.
Is there a galley in this ship, Steve?
Not really.
You didn't think about that, huh?
No, not really. There's just a bunch of barrels full of food that got rotten on the journey.
We're gonna need to find some sort of provisions that will keep longer term to
Yeah,
restock
well-
the ship.
Depending on if you use the ship, we'll see.
That's true. That's true.
Well, we got to see how the crew are doing first before those decisions are made. All right, so it sounds like you guys are content, kind of figuring out how to cook lobster.
I've been so stressed out. I just want to chill and eat lobster for a bit.
Yeah, it's been quite the quest. So then back to the gnome selling potions.
So, Ginger,
Yeah.
would this be something that interests you?
It depends if it's well expensive.
what what cost did you have in mind?
Something like this you wouldn't be able to find anywhere else, Druid. This here is worth 2,000 gold pieces.
Interesting. Uh-huh.
No.
You can make an let's see.
Okay. Can I jump down?
Arcana. No. Do an intuition, not intuition. What is it called? Insight roll. Roll hall.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
20.
I mean, you can assist me, I guess.
Oh.
Well, no. I'll just tell him what he sees. So
Yeah, I
roll
guess that
hall.
works too.
You see this fellow as being as informative as possible, and you know that he wants to close his shop as soon as he can. Jinyo, you are surprised at the price of the potion, but you also see that he entirely believes that it's worth that much for what it can do. Whether or not it's worth that much to you is another story, but this person does not appear to be swindling you guys with this value of this potion. And you also see that he is also in a rush, and he makes well enough coin to not really care about you two as customers. However, he's trying to answer your questions as well as he can.
Gotcha. All right, so I propose a trade. Do you know? No, get the fuck out of here. Back of the mind. So I have. Have you heard of the oil of Taggett?
Yes, of course, the oil of Taggett. I wouldn't trade the oil of Taggett for that.
So would he not trade for it, or would
What's the oil of Taggett
if he
do
was
again?
me, or the other way around? It's like a wisdom 15. You're falling asleep for like 24 hours or something like that.
Ah.
Okay, so that's okay. So there we would see the degree of how he perceives the effects of the oil of the Taggett compared to the effects of the potion of his.
I'm gonna
If you
say
had six oil of Taggets, that would be a fair deal, customer.
Okay, there we go.
what does Kiagathorm's ointment do again?
That is an excellent question. Look that up.
There we go.
It's a massage oil.
Thins oil. Here we go.
Kiog.
Yeah, that one. You get 2d8 plus 2 hit points, and you cease to be poisoned, and it cures any disease. With limitation.
Yeah. I was thinking
Some illnesses. That's quite good. It's quite good. It's
Mm.
actually really good.
I'll
One
pull
dose.
out one of those and go. It's a giant bottle because it's not shrunk, but I can just about hold it. I've got one of these.
You see his face lighten up a bit, and he seems to be intrigued.
Is that an ointment of Kigotham?
Might be.
Might I ask where you found that? Those are quite rare.
Oh, a dead body in a crypt. That's how I can keep this voice up for. But
I will say this, adventurers. Although my oil is much more valuable than that oil is of more use to me, as I am not an adventurer. Therefore, I would be willing to make this trade if you were to sweeten the deal a little bit more in my favor.
Well,
I'll pull out
go ahead.
I'm going to jump down onto the counter, and I'm going to pull out my pen and ink quill and be like, I make drawings. And then I'm going to pull out the tattered drawing of the Goals family, which I stole from that crypt, and go, I'll give you this one of a kind I've made. I drew it myself. And I'll roll it out on the table.
Worthless to me. That is worthless to me.
That's bloody rude. Do you know how hard it is to hold that quill? Roll it back up again. And...
How about 1 dose of the oil of Taggett in that case? That is a pretty decent deal, I'd say, no?
Oh boy.
I would only make that deal under one condition. You throw in another 500 gold on top.
I do have out of character. I do have another 2 of those ointments, by the way, Rose. So I could offer him another. I've got 3, so I could offer him 2 of those and the oil, and that might be. But I don't know how much that ointment's worth.
Seemingly it's worth quite a lot, and considering it removes a lot of the effects that we might be, encounter, done to us. I think we shouldn't have a bunch of them still. So 500 is still going to be much. However, I am going to ask whether we can help you out. We are adventurers after all, and we do have a merry gathering over at our boat. So if you need assistance, we can help you out with quite the gruesome and heavy tasks.
I'm going to also, I'll put the high-pitched voice back on to tell you what I say. I'm going to try and sort of say that we're with nobleness, and then maybe, are you actually a noble, Lorien, or is it are you giving it off as a ruse?
What, me?
Yeah, is your character
I'm totally noble, yeah.
Oh, I'm going to be like, just in case you didn't realise. Just in case you didn't know, we're with a noble lady. Man.
It's like
person.
And or a woman.
Yeah. And then just as currently try and name drop and see if that maybe reduces the price. Oh, and I'll sell him. We closed the rift as well. That's where I got that. And I'll show him the potion again.
He responds to Rollhall's request and says,
There is a bounty in the tavern that needs to be fulfilled. The bounty doesn't directly concern me. It has to deal with killing some beasties of one sort or another. However, if you retrieve from me, from the location, any potions, this will be putting you in a good favor in my eyes.
All right. Well, if you have any other wishes, our gathering is over at the boat, and you can just send someone down with a letter, and we will receive it. And because we are quite interested. However, I can see you do seem wanting to get home, so we will, hear from you, I guess, or the other way around.
Yes, my shop will be open tomorrow morning again. I will be here at the crack of dawn.
Excellent. I'll talk to you later. Thank you for receiving us. And I walk out. Thank you. And I walk out with him on my shoulder.
Jinyo's actually returning to size now.
I still stay on his shoulders.
I just fall back. Like on the stairs. Boom, 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 boom.
Should have made a halfling. I could have done that voice the whole time.
Sid, are you doing anything?
What do you think? I'm still sleeping. I can't do anything really as a fucking goat.
Okay, so not using your lockpick for the past several hours. Roger.
He's a goat.
Well, I know he could have done. He could have tried it when he could have tried it when he was.
There's a reason why.
Okay. You don't want to appear to be too nefarious with all the things you've been doing?
Doesn't want to
So
dig any
when we-
deeper and-
Oh,
I assume, like, when we get outside, I'm quite interested in knowing what time is it? Like, what time of day?
Yes, it is about midday. It's about noon. You actually see
Okay.
two of the houses that were purportedly for sale from the outside. One looks a bit smaller and octagonal, and you believe that to be of halfling make, but big enough for someone like you to live in. And the other one is a 2 or 3 floor mansion, but it's a humble mansion. It's fairly small. It is it's a 2-floor mansion.
Not really my kind of ordeal, I don't think.
No, I wouldn't think so for a druid.
I turn back and going through the door. Do you know of any enchanters in the city? Speaking of enchanters, I say to him.
I can't say that I do. They're hard to come by in these parts.
Yeah. All right. If you get to hear of anyone, any rumors, anything, you can give me a heads up. Once again, thank you for the information. I'll talk to you later. And walk out.
Okay.
I was thinking, Yinyo, do you wanna head over to check out what kind of beasts of different kinds and what potions? Like to see if we can.
You want to find out what the tavern bounty thing is? That what you're saying?
That's it.
Yeah. Oh, I've got to go and collect my girlfriend very shortly, so I'm going to go with Rohal wherever, and you can just role play me.
I probably have to wrap up in like 20 anyway, just to do some things, even though I have plenty of juicy content still prepped. But probably like 15 or 20 minutes before we wrap up anyway.
How drunk is my character at this point? So I have been drinking out of my ale-filled alchemy jug the whole time.
Make a Constitution roll.
you mean
Saving throw.
Save, actually, yeah, save.
Shit.
You're getting a little sloppy. I put a little buffer on there because you're a half orc. So
Nice.
I'll say you're getting comfortable. You're real comfortable.
All right, I'll start to slow my drinking down a bit so it doesn't become a problem.
Okay. You arrive at the Quester's Quench again. It's actually kind of calm in here. It's kind of calm and quiet. And as you enter, you see several people working.
Sorry,
behind the bar.
I didn't actually specify. Initially, because hold on, the.
Well, that's where the
wait. Where
bounty
was the
board is.
alchemy? Where was
The alchemy said to go and get the bounty from the tavern, and if we could go
Yeah,
to the...
but where is the alchemy building? Which one was it?
I'll tell you in just a moment. It is the Brood Eye, number 6.
Number 6. Okay, all right. Well, in that case, it was a lot closer than I thought. Because I was thinking otherwise we'd head over to 14 and check the. Wait, was that the building?
That was the postal messenger.
Yeah, that was a
office.
postal because they had some billboards there too, right? Anyways, okay. Let's. But it was closer to this area, so let's go. With
You
this.
believe the quest to be more so at the tavern than at the postal place. The postal place is actually closed as well. That you've from what you've seen
Okay.
just going through town.
Gotcha.
All
right.
You notice a
right,
few
maybe.
people behind the bar top working. You see kind of a really chunky half-orc guy sorting some bottles. You see a fellow from the back come out of the back there moving some barrels around, and you see a human bartender there just sort of preparing some things, and some guests of varying races, a tiefling, a dwarf, humans. And there's the bounty board, actually. You found it. Very good. So if you mull it over...
I try to catch his eyes, and I nod at him, and then I just walk over to the board.
He nods back without saying a word. It's very calm in here. People are just sort of talking softly and consuming some things. You see that there is a few couple things advertised here. There's a deckhand needed for a voyage to Eleneth. It's to the northeast of where you are, across the sea. That's for 8 copper pieces a day. There's they're looking for performance here and in other places for 5 gold pieces plus tips. They're looking for strong individuals to do physical labor, and some intimidation might be required as well. That's all it says. That's 74 silver pieces. There are advertisements for the 2 houses that you heard about. And then there's also a request to deliver 2 sacks of corn, which are about 300 pounds each, to a small little settlement on the same island called Cresthaven, the Cresthaven Windmills, and return with a signed letter. That's for 50 silver pieces. And another quest that says adventurers needed for a rescue to save somebody from monsters at an old farmhouse.
That's the one.
That pays 280 gold.
Thanks for reading the stuff about the corn and everything else.
Well, hey, I know that some people like to chill and cook lobster. Not everyone wants to stab, so there are quests for all kinds of people.
I contemplated the corn because the corn is going to be the easiest, right? Take corn from A to B, a little bit of quick monies.
That's only
Also,
50 silver.
I have a spell for it as well, specifically picked for
Take the corn
farmers and
quest.
shit like that.
Ignore the rescue. We're moving corn.
Yeah, the rescue of the super endangered noble princess from the dragon.
We could do both.
That's what I was thinking. Why don't we just do both? You know, if you're how long does I've never eaten lobster in my life, but it's not going to be cooked quickly, is it? So.
Oh no, it's very fast.
Yeah, it's you literally just put it down and just sit there for like a few moments and.
Wait, like you've never eaten lobster in real life?
Never.
Okay.
Oh.
Just never eaten it ever. It's not. It's very, very expensive in the UK.
Yeah, it's
really
quite expensive in most places except for like at ports and stuff where they actually.
It's not super expensive in America because you've got like red lobster and stuff, or do they not do real lobster?
That just surprises me because I feel like both Sweden and England are like all about seafood. Like, I'm surprised.
Yeah, but then again, UK haven't really lately.
There's a place down the road from me that is absolutely incredible. You go in, and they have a fish market up the road. Like, it's in Wrexham, which is up the road in England. It's not far away. And the fish that's fresh, you go in, sit down, and they'll come and tick on their menu because they have like, certain recipes. They'll always cook it the same, depending on what they've caught that morning. It's great. You can have like monkfish, anything like that. You can have lobster there, but you're looking at like, 70, 80 pounds for a serving of lobster.
Well, anyways, I pulled pieces of paper off the wall, and those 2 particular ones. Because I asked him about the farming earlier, right? So I would get in contact with the right people if I do that quest as well. And we could probably do this both at the same time. Anyways, I will also walk up to the barkeep and say, "Hello there. How do you do?"
Well met, traveler. Welcome to the Quester's Quench. I see you've taken a liking to some of the quests there on the board.
Yes, and I was actually going to see if there were some alternative ones that are a bit more either hush-hush or perhaps something that don't usually go through the normal channels, if I put it that way.
I will say that those come and go rather quickly, but I did see an interesting individual scribble a few things beneath the board there. I wouldn't think that you know that thieves' talk, do you?
Sadly, I do not, but I
do
know an individual who's at the door.
No, I'm next to you. Sorry, I'm.
Okay, you are next to me.
Yeah, I'm just with other conversations, and I'll join in annoyingly and say, I do.
I don't, but my friend here, yeah, he does.
I'll go and look at just before I go, I'll go and look at the board for the thieves' canton.
Don't mind me, just looking for some crime.
So when you go over there, You actually do notice under the board, sort of, the wall is a little beaten battered. You know, it's people hanging around, leaning on the wall and stuff. So it's easy to sort of miss it, but it's there in Thieves' Cant. Some symbols that, very simplistic symbols that do say, ask for specialty items at the Explorer's Supply Store. And so it's not necessarily a quest, but it's a tip. That's how you take it.
I'll nod to Rohal and go, I think I found it. And
Awesome.
I'll say, because you're not as charismatic as I, and streetwise, this is what it says.
Mm-hmm.
In my arrogance, swashbuckle away.
I nod and say thank you to the barkeep, and that is appreciated. Do you have any tips of places to go on the island? Interests for travelers and people who look for interesting things?
Well, I will say that there's
Except for your lovely bar, of course.
There are some very special guests on the island. So many of the people you see here are deckhands of these guests. People come and go here. People don't stay on the Isle of Est. Unless you are someone like me who works a tavern or shop and benefits from these visitors. So I will say that you might want to try to make whatever special events or festivals will be taking place the next couple of days. Should be very lively with our special guests. But I can't tell you much more than that.
Where would I find the information of these schedules?
The keeper of the island, Nassim, usually makes formal announcements, and there are boards outside that will be updated.
Excellent. Thank you. All right.
Be well.
Well, thank you for all the information. One more thing. I'm looking for an enchanter. Have you heard any rumors?
I haven't seen an enchanter here in 3-4 months.
Gotcha.
Many of these people don't
Well,
even
if
know
you-
what enchanters are, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. However, if you do come to hear of someone, we are the people down at the docks that just arrived with a big boat. We are interested in finding someone, perhaps with some goods and some information. So if you could, well, give me a heads up if that's the case that you find one. I'd appreciate it.
Right, I'm going to make a move because I've got to go and collect her. Are you guys going to be continuing? I'm going to be about 10
No, I'm gonna finish up right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go in a minute as well. And I hope I gave the other split part of the party enough time. I feel bad. You guys seem to be a little low key, but I just hope you guys had time to do what you wanted to do. Both.
Anyway, I'm going to
Joseph
jump off.
And all right, take care.
Yeah, take it easy, man.
It's fun, and sorry for being the chaotic person, but I like it.
Chaotic? No, that's great.
Jumping on eagles and stuff like that, you know.
No, that was great.
Right.
Joseph just can't talk, so he can't really do much this session. So
No, I know, but I wasn't sure if he was gonna try to break out or do something. You know, but he's alive, so that's a perk.
Yeah, he's a perk. I mean, I'm safely in a cage. I'm not gonna bust out of there because it's one of my safe places right now.
Yep.
I just kind of want to be a human again, so I can speak and explain why. Because I didn't want to do it as a monkey, so that people could get the wrong idea when I fuck up something.
All right. So, where's Rollhall heading with Jimmy?
Next session.
Well, I mean, I kind of expect an answer like, yeah, sure, I'll do that from him with regarding the like sending a message if he hears about an enchanter.
That's right.
So we have the boat. I don't think we need a room or anything, but
So
yeah,
he does say the four-mast ship.
I believe that's the one. Yes,
That
sounds
is
correct.
an impressive vessel. You must be one of the special guests as well, then.
Or
Well,
There have been some talk about you.
bring
All right, what kind of talk?
Bring Lorian
Interesting.
the noble high elf.
There are rumors that you helped stop this plague and pestilence that has begun to just start hurting our crops this past season.
Yep.
Yes, it's we were in the middle of that, and it was quite the undertaking. We suffered some losses, to say the least. It's nice to be recognized, however.
Well, I'm sure you will be recognized by some very special people here. So I'm sorry to hear about your losses, but if you need to recuperate, the Quester's Quench is the best place for you all in town. And I'm not just saying that because I run it. So, rest up.
I'll share it with my crew members.
Very good. And welcome to Heldren.
Thank you. I'll see you around with a few more of us next time.